always make that same mistake every time. Every time I make that mistake. I don't even know what the right one does. Okay, so let's just do this now. Tonight on the Sometimes Show, Katie Britt is angry about how her kitchen State of the Union reaction video was received. That was too many words for this bit. I'm realizing it now as I'm reading it. Tonight on the Sometimes Show, Katie Britt is very angry about how her kitchen State of the Union reaction video was received. We assume she's going to post a new response while doing laundry. Are we good? Are we on air? Someone say, Bob. Are we on air? Now I'm doubting myself. Hang on. I got to make sure we're on air. Somebody say we're on air. Because if we're not, I got to start over. Ooh, 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 ooh. If we're not, I've got to start over. We are on air. Damn it. This whole time, I think we were. Wait. Yeah. Okay, we've been on there this whole time. All right, so do that. Laundry. The joke was laundry because she did the first one in her kitchen. So now we want to appeal to women. She'll do laundry. That was the joke. I hope you got it and I hope you loved it. Plus, scientists have created a cow that produces insulin milk, but somehow I'm still failing to get my dog to poop ice cream. Also, a new book reveals Donald Trump used to praise Hitler's economic policies while in the White House. And now you're going to be able to pre-order Donald's new book, Mein Kampf is Bigger Than Your Kampf. And finally, my dad is here to tell me he's proud of me. All that except for the last tonight on the Sometimes Show. Tonight, that wasn't right either. Tonight on the Sometimes Show. The best part was that, once again, I accidentally did that again. The best part was we were on air the whole time and weren't supposed, and I thought we weren't, and then it did a whole thing, and then I keep accidentally showing Sarah before Sarah's coming on. Welcome to the Sometimes Show. I'm Jimmy Snow, and I really just hope that's enough. We're once again broadcasting in both horizontal and vertical formats. If you are watching on one and would prefer the other, just hit up that link in the description, baby. Today is Thursday, March 14th, and we've got a lot to talk about, so I say we get to it. And by the way, right after I say let's get to it, here's a by the way. Starting next week, patrons of this channel will get a live pre-show and after show on many episodes of the Sometimes Show. Not the ones where we bleed directly from one show to another, but on most of them, on many of them. And they're also going to get exclusive content and hangouts. So go to patreon.com/Jimmy Snow and sign up if you'd like to support. If you were a patron in the past and you're like, I'll be back when he actually does shit over here. Well, it's time. I'll be doing shit over there. It does help me, but it also helps the future show development. And we have a lot of plans for where we want this show to go. All right. Joining me to make sense of the news today is the wonderful, the hilarious, and the incredibly talented Cera Gibson. This time was the right time to press that button. Hi, Cera.
Hello.
I thought
Hi.
you'd be muted
Thank you
or
for
something
having
else.
me, Jimmy, dearest Jimmy.
I am so glad
You
you're
thought
here.
what?
I thought you'd be muted or something else would go wrong, like something would be broken, like how you just froze.
Am I frozen?
Yeah, you froze. No, what? Why? Why?
Something frozen is happening.
Are you on Chrome, or did you open it on the other browser?
Am I back?
Yes. Are you on Chrome or Safari?
On Chrome.
Oh shit! That was what worked last time. Damn it. Sarah's out of town, and so we're relying on Airbnb Wi-Fi. So that's a fun thing.
I'm literally as close to the connecting wall as humanly possible to get as close to the internet as possible. So that's why I'm sitting on the floor by the bed.
Here we go. Turn Wi-Fi off on your phone. No, that's not going to change anything. That's the kind of stuff people do, and it doesn't do much unless you're like secretly watching 6 YouTube videos at the same time right now. You're like,
yeah.
Oh, was I not supposed to be doing that at the same time? Let's give the audience their super chat question of the day, which is today. I decided to go with a silly one. I didn't write it in there. That was going to be the last one. All right. So today's super chat question of the day. Today is not going well. There was some
We're having a good
things,
time.
but it's good. Today's super chat question of the day is a hot dog a sandwich? I'm going to write that in the live chat and pin it so people see, is a hot dog a sandwich, send your super chat of $5 or more, and there's a pretty good chance we will read it out. But you can also send your own question for us, and yeah, there's a great chance that we will read it on air. I gotta hit send on this thing, and then it's funny because the one I'm doing it from. Also, they've put this fucking like emoji button that you can click that along with the show. So like when you think something is funny, you can actually click laugh and it like sends us little icons or whatever. But you can't get to the 3 dots until people do shit. Oh, and I can't pin a message from here. This is going fucking great. This is just every show. It's going to be me yelling at something that's not going around. All right, let's just fucking do the thing that we're actually here for and the thing that's fun and the most enjoyable. And I just enjoy being here with you and hanging out. But let's get to the news. This is not the greatest segment in the world. This is just a tribute. It is time for Roast the News. Ooh, shit. A reminder to make this a lot more fun for the both of us and you. Cera and I have actually written each other's scripts, but we haven't gotten a chance to screen them. So you're going to hear it for the first time as we read it for the first time. Let's go ahead and get started. And to set the tone, I realized after doing a few episodes, it's better if I go first to sort of set the tone for it. I think it helps. Yeah. So I hit the wrong thing again. There we go.
I'm so afraid. Okay.
On Wednesday, this one's me. Yeah. On Wednesday, the House passed a bill pressuring Chinese tech giant ByteDance. I need a drink of water because I'm flustered. I can feel that I'm flustered and I want to do it right. I'm rattled. Here we go.
You know what? We're just flowing with the chaos right now, Jimmy.
Who gives a shit? It's like, this is we're on YouTube Live. We're not going to fucking save your life. We're here to yell and make the world is on fire. What's going wrong in here is so the least of anybody's problems. Anyway, we're going to talk about how that world's on fire. On Wednesday, the House passed a bill pressuring Chinese tech giant ByteDance to sell TikTok or face a nationwide ban of the app in the US. This arrives on the heel of a concern around the data security of the app's American users and the company's alleged connection to the Chinese Communist Party. It's not alleged. It's for sure. It's a thing. Anyway, though TikTok CEO Xiao Chow, and I really hope I pronounced that correctly very much, because if I didn't, they're going to say it was a racist way to pronounce that. But it looks like Xiao Chow. Is that correct? Do you know?
I think it's Chew, but yeah.
But it's CHOW. It's okay.
I think I actually messed that up.
Oh, Xiao Chu. Okay.
Yeah.
According, though the TikTok CEO, whatever their name is, vehemently denies any connection, lawmakers are erring on the side of caution, as any exploitation and abuse of U.S. data is an American tradition. And this is a clear appropriation of our culture, for once. The bill now faces the Senate, where the app will be interpreted... Okay. The bill now faces the Senate, where the app will be interpreted to a room full of retirees by their 17-year-old grandchildren via a Zoom link that none of them will manage to open. Though a few attempts will be made to insert it into a VCR, the session will conclude with all 100 of them gathering around John Ossoff's phone before asking if he could simply print it out. That's good. When asked, Mark Zuckerberg denied comment on this potential win for Meta as he was struggling to escape from his terrarium. That's very good. So for people who don't know, this was Cera's first attempt. She, last time she wanted to do see how it all goes and stuff. That was Cera. This is Cera's first attempt writing for me. That was incredible. That was hilarious.
Thank you.
That was so good. All right.
I can't tell you the level of stress I felt going into this experience.
I know. I know. Anyway.
Well, from the text exchange, you know.
Yeah.
Okay. Fuck. All right, we're doing it.
This one's yours.
For months, the U.S. has warned that it ran out of money for funding Ukrainian weapon packages. However, on Tuesday, they announced a new weapon package going to Ukraine anyway. The Pentagon was able to secure an extra $300 million thanks to unforeseen savings on defense funds and a crisp $100 bill Joe Biden had been saving in his loafers. He was going to spend it on ice cream.
This is the funny thing, because I know you were overthinking it, and as I saw your side of the script come in, again, I didn't read it in advance, but I do have to place the stories. So she basically puts a title, so I know how to put it in for people at home. I'm trying to explain. Anyway, I was like, you've clearly put way more work in, and I'm going to joke about the fact that Biden wears loafers, and you just expect him to have like, I've got $100 in there. That's my emergency ice cream fund. But since Congress has failed to act, I'm sending it to Ukraine. That was the whole
I've never
joke.
heard your impression of him. That was really good.
It's not as...
No, it was incredible.
Personally, of all the impressions that Jimmy Snow does, I'm not sure that it's not... I walked in and I went, that's your impression of Biden? And I wasn't impressed. Frankly, not impressed. # unimpressed on Truth Social.
It felt like him immediately.
Thank you. Both Biden and Trump have secured enough delegates to officially become the nominees for their parties. In a recent statement, Trump said, we have to win an election and we should win it by a lot because there's never been anyone worse at doing their job than Joe Biden. This shows a clear disregard for my old coworker who took his phone into the bathroom while connected to the office Bluetooth speaker and proceeded to watch lesbian porn for 10 minutes with the entire office as an audience. Here's the funny thing. Sarah wrote that as a joke. I used to work at cell phone stores and things like that happened often. Like, that's not untrue.
Really?
Like, very similar things. Like people like, testing the Bluetooth. Yeah. The funniest one being somebody who came a lot and forgot that they had been connected to like the big Bluetooth speaker before because they were testing it out in case they might buy it. And they came back in and were sitting and waiting and opened their phone, which they didn't realize had automatically connected to the Bluetooth. And yeah, for sure, it was that music that everyone pretends they don't recognize. That boom, boom, boom. Yeah, I wish I knew how to. It's step porn. It was step porn. Anyway, in a recent poll, the majority of Americans under the age of 40 expressed a clear desire for both nominees to have a very merry fall down the stairs, while Americans over 40 are still arguing the supremacy of The Wire versus Breaking Bad. I do that. I'm not over 40. How dare you? The presidential debates are scheduled to start. By the way, it's Breaking Bad. The presidential debates are scheduled to start September 16, 2024, and will open with Trump walking out to Lana Del Rey's Fucked My Way Up to the Top and Joe Biden slowly rising from a sarcophagus. It's Britney, bitch. That's what I want to say.
Like, if it's gonna be this fucking ridiculous, we might as well just take it all the way to 10.
Hey,
go full idiocracy.
It's Britney, bitch. That would be fucking. I'd be back to enthused for voting for him. I'm gonna vote for him. Just not enthused, but if he said it's Britney, bitch, yeah. I'm enthused. There you go.
Oh, same, heavily. In a speech leading up to his expected re-election, Vladimir Putin assured Russians that they are prepared to use nuclear bombs if they feel sufficiently threatened. Putin did specify what these threats could be. First, any military action inside Russia that threatens Russian citizens. Second, Western militaries on the ground in European conflicts that would threaten Russia's reclaiming of Soviet-era land. And third, Western criticisms of Putin's.
No. Keep going. Of Putin's.
Oh, that's it? Oh,
go after the image change. And third, could start over again and end third.
Oh, wait.
So the L2, that just means I'm going to the next image.
Oh, I didn't know that.
There was a photo element. Yeah. Okay. Go back with the and third Western.
Me just and Putin's.
Yeah.
And third, Western criticism of Putin's strangely small nipples that threaten Vladimir's self-esteem.
Because look at them. Those are tiny nipples. Look at those things.
Just like a little...
Where'd your nipples go, bud?
They're so kissable.
This is why I am in war. They took my nipples.
They took my nipples. No, I would like to keep it at and third, Western criticism of Putin's. Just
is the next part of the script written correctly? Is there supposed to be some words before this?
No.
All right. Okay, here we go. Hitler did a lot of good things, or so said Trump. According to a new book, Frankly, We Did Win the Election, by Michael Bender, Donald Trump once praised Adolf Hitler in 2018 during a conversation with then White House Chief of Staff John Kelly. Trump made the positive comment amid an impromptu history lesson where Kelly reminded the president of the atrocities committed by Hitler during the Second World War. Atrocities I learned about in 4th grade, where my elementary teacher completely failed to mention the supposed economic benefits of genocide under the Nazi regime. Our 45th president of the United States had to be reminded that you cannot say anything supportive about Adolf Hitler. This is sort of the way you remind your child that any amount of crayons in the microwave is too many crayons. That's too many. Except this isn't crayons. This is Hitler, the Jew killing guy. And the microwave is Donald Trump, the would-be Jew killing guy, who just so happens to be the official Republican nominee for the 2024 election. I ad-libbed a couple of things in there. I liked
it. It made it zestier.
Thank you. I actually don't think Trump would kill all the Jews. He'd just require them all to be accountants and lawyers, because that is the extent of his understanding of Jewish people. Well,
and maybe like production heads.
They're very good with math. You know, I like to give, he literally said shit like this. He's like, you know, I always like to give my money to a guy with a yarmulke. I don't like to give it to so much to the other guys. And the other guys, it was
He
black
said
people.
that?
Yeah. Yeah. It was years ago,
okay.
I remember, but it was like leaked conversations he had behind the scenes when they were filming The Apprentice. And he was basically saying like, I don't prefer to give my money to black guys. I like to give it to a guy with a yarmulke guy. That is who I prefer.
Guy.
I walked in and I said, yo, you don't even have any yarmulkes. Okay, anyway.
You don't even have any. So what
Very
if the
few
other guy
yarmulkes.
did have a yarmulke on, theoretically?
Very few yarmulkes in that room. I would not hire. What's going on over? You guys getting in trouble?
Okay.
Ooh, people are getting in trouble in the live chat. Ooh.
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 People be mean?
Someone said I sound like Greg Gutfeld. You could not be a stupider human being. Holy fucking shit.
You sound exceptional, Jimmy. I will say your ability to read these things first go, impeccable.
Thank you. That's very kind of you. That's actually, there's been a couple of people who have said so in like comments, and I've been like, good. I don't have many skills, so I'm glad to have found one.
No, it's great. I'm still building up that skill. It'll take me time, but we're getting there.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
For sure.
After a week of critical reactions to the response video.
Sorry, I couldn't resist. Sorry, go ahead.
Did you notice the really loud cough you did during the intro?
No, I did not.
It was just
Oh, just now? Yeah, I did it on purpose because you were clearing.
No, during the intro. With the theme song and everything, just a loud cough.
I tend to clear my throat also. It's a compulsive thing I do. I've noticed this editing videos where I will say like if I was reading this, if I was like, after a critical, and I always do that. So like if I mess up, I stop and I do a little cough clearing. And what's funny is it makes a very specific print in a waveform. So I can easily edit out where I made mistakes on a video because I can see where I did the little cough, and it's not intentional. It's literally after a week of and I don't need to clear my throat. It wasn't my non-clear throat. It was my big fat tongue that was the problem.
Big fat, for me, it's my big fat teeth that are getting in the way.
It happens.
Ladies. All right. Okay. After a week of critical reactions from her response video to the State of the Union, Katie Britt went to the one place all Americans go to hear well-reasoned, unbiased content, the Ted Cruz radio show.
Amen.
On the show, she claimed, the liberal media isn't interested in the truth, which is a bit of an interesting claim coming from her. This was all in response to revelations that she did not have the permission of a sex trafficking victim, whose story she used as an example on Biden's failed border policy. That is fucked up.
Yeah. Oh, it gets worse.
The only problem, I can already see it.
Yep.
The only problem, that event didn't happen. that event didn't happen in the time under the president or even in the country that Katie suggested. It in fact happened in the 2000s when Bush was president, and it literally happened in Mexico, not the US. But Katie thinks the liberal media is the one who doesn't care about the truth, and now she worries people won't pay attention to what's important. Because what is important is that we need to be mad at Biden, as mad as she was when Bill Clinton failed to use Obamacare to kill bin Laden after 7-Eleven.
That's right. That's right.
Now that would have been a fucking headline right there.
I'm here to tell you a story about Biden's failed immigration policy. And then she goes on to tell the story of a sex trafficking victim who was sex trafficked in Mexico, had this assault in Mexico in the 2000s under George W. Bush, but basically said that it happened because of Biden's policy since Biden's been president. Yeah. So anyway, I liked the line, Bill Clinton failed to use Obamacare to kill bin Laden after 7-Eleven. 7-Eleven being a reference to the fact that Donald Trump does not know 9/11 from 7-Eleven. I don't know if you've ever seen that.
Wait, does he not?
He's had multiple slips where he goes, and I saw the firefighters down there on 7-Eleven. They were down there fighting. They were down there and they were so brave because those slushy machines, those Slurpee machines, those are bad deals. That is a bad deal, those Slurpees.
Free Slurpee day. They got carried away.
It was too much sugar, because I prefer KFC. I don't go the sugar route. I go the sodium route. How is that man alive?
Clearly.
His fucking blood is breaded. Anyway.
Did I bring up last time the photos of him golfing?
I think we were going to, but we didn't have time.
The photos of him golfing, the shape that he embodies is something straight out of VeggieTales.
No, what are you talking about? It's the perfect Fibonacci sequence, the shell. It's just beautiful. That is the peak.
Just the tire of an ass.
That is the ideal male form. You might not like it, but that is what peak efficiency looks like.
He's lived this long.
Jesus Christ. This week, Elon Musk took a break from rotting in the back of your pantry to sit down with CNN anchor Don Lemon for an interview. Elon publicly encouraged me to join Redacted with a new show, saying I would have his full support, Lemon said in a statement, adding that he took Elon Musk at his word. Though Elon Musk is someone who has famously championed the concept of free speech, when pressed about the rise in hate speech on the app formerly known as Twitter, he refused to answer. He showed similar discomfort around questions addressing his recent meetings with former President Trump and his recreational use of ketamine, stating, I can't do an impression of him. You just have to put peanut butter in your mouth. Nothing ever happened. Nothing ever happened. We barely even kissed. And if it's good enough for Black Beauty, it's good enough for me. Following the interview, Elon announced that he would be terminating his deal with Don and resuming his cosplay at the U.S.-Mexico border. I love it.
Yeah. You did that so wonderfully.
Oh, thank you.
I almost just want to listen to you talk this whole time.
I would end my own life, but I'm glad I don't have to listen to myself. I tune myself out like any wise person.
I love listening to you talk.
Oh.
Okay. Okay. We found out this week that Mike Tyson will be boxing. No fucking way.
Yeah.
No fucking way. I hate that. Oh my God. Okay, sorry. We found out this week that Mike Tyson will be boxing Jake Paul this summer, and the internet has been set ablaze with people expressing their hopes that Jake Paul, who is cringily egotistical dude for sure, will get what's coming to him from Mike Tyson. But this kind of weird, people are suddenly acting like Mike Tyson.
But this is kind of weird.
Pause. But this is kind of weird. But this is kind of weird. People are suddenly acting like Mike Tyson is some great harbinger of justice. The dude is a convicted rapist with a history of being an all-around sack of shit, too. So while y'all are taking sides on who you want to see win this battle, in the fight of Tyson versus Paul, we at the Sometimes Show will be rooting for an unexpected meteor that hits the venue right at the first bell. Bing. And absolutely me too.
I'm like
a very merry meteor hit.
It's the craziest shit. It's like when Floyd Mayweather fought Logan Paul and everybody's like, oh, I hope Floyd, blah, blah, blah. And you're literally like, there is no good outcome. Both of these men are horrible human beings, and they're both going to get millions of dollars for doing this. And they're not even like real fights, these exhibition matches. It's literally like, I don't know if you saw the clip where somebody had the actual mic audio of, usually you can't hear what they say to each other when they're boxing, but Logan Paul literally says to Floyd Mayweather, like, calm it down. It's just an exhibition fight. Literally telling him to hit him less hard for fear he might win when they don't need to do that. They're like, we got our bags of money. Why do you care? Stop hitting me so hard.
His fucking the graphic with his eyebrow notch just makes me want to. I wonder if he still has that like crudely drawn machine gun tattooed on his thigh.
I didn't know that these were things. Do you remember
that from? Have you seen his rap? It's every day, bro, with that Disney Channel flow.
No, I was never into. I only was into Jake Paul as much as I used to consume the H3 podcast back in the day. That's where I learned everything about Jake Paul.
There's no into it. It's like one of the most cringy, incredible pieces of media to ever exist.
Oh, see, I did
one day,
and maybe it's the same one. Let me see if it's the same one. Merch. That's
a different one.
Okay, his Christmas buy our merch, and he's like wrapping the coupon codes like fucking. Deals over $100, get free shipping. Like shit like that. You're like,
holy fuck.
I can rap better than this guy, and I am not a good rapper.
I don't understand the position he's in society, but
Meteor. They should just put the boxing match in the same venue as the debate between Trump and Biden, and then the Meteor. Aiden Ross, a popular streamer that you might know from his under-moderated anti-Semitic Twitch comment section, is our unlikely hero of the day. During a stream on Kick, Ross asked fans if they'd be interested in seeing content featuring him and Andrew Tate, saying, again, guys, I don't actually know much about Aiden Ross, and I don't know what he sounds like, so I'm just going to make up a voice for him. Again, guys, it might be the last time we ever do this. So it's kind of like we got to take advantage of it now because, hey, it's basically like that. He preceded this by reading what appeared to be direct messages from Tate. Andrew had hit me up. He said, hey, I'm going to be leaving Romania soon and probably never coming back. Boo, boo, boo. If you want to come over and do a week of long streams together and content before I leave, I think it'll be big. I assume that's what he sounds like. Romanian authorities interpreted this information as an admission that Tate intended to flee and arrested both him and his brother shortly after. Aiden Ross, though refusing to comment on the issue, has presented one of the single greatest contenders for best betrayal, only rivaled by Judas and Jesus Christ. He may not have beat the dumb little fucking idiot allegations, but any affection he might hold for a human woman continues to be eclipsed by his constant simping for Daddy Tate. Step on me, Andrew. Step on me. Is that pretty accurate?
I love the way you read that. I actually have no idea,
but
it made me happy. It brought me a lot of joy.
On a scale of 1 to 10.
He said that.
Go ahead.
10.
Oh, I wanted people in the chat. Anyone who knows what Aiden actually sounds like, on a scale of 1 to 10, how close did I get it?
Yeah, all I know about Aiden Ross is that he said that hot tub streams should be banned because it's promoting poison and various other stupid things.
Oh, man. People are saying the thing's buffering. What's going on? Let's see if we should be good now. I don't know. There's some little connection hiccup maybe on my end, but we're good to go. We're back. We should be, if you're still buffering, refresh. Should be fine. Well, I'll be good. All right, here we go. This one is for you. This one's yours.
Yeah. I saw this on Twitter. Okay.
It's sad.
It's sad. Okay.
We're not going to make, for the record, we're not going to make fun of Paul Alexander at all.
No.
Going into this, I want to make sure the audience knows we're not going to make fun of somebody for having polio and being in an iron lung. So whatever your expectations are right now, Get rid of them. All right, go ahead. Roast this fucker. Just kidding. We don't. He's a hero.
Yes. Paul Alexander, a man who lived in an iron lung since he was a small child, died this week at the age of 78 years old. And I don't know about you.
I don't know about you.
And I don't know about you, but I feel really stupid for buying a standing desk right now. Over his life, this man became a lawyer, opened a law firm, became a social media influencer, and a published author, all while using an iron lung. So next time you feel like you haven't accomplished enough in life, maybe you just need to lie down forever.
Did you correct my use of lay down? Oh my goodness.
I think that was just like an intuitive little, like, I just threw it in there. Look, I butchered that entire thing, so I have to have some kind of a one-up in the situation.
I feel like because I did that little interruption, the joke in the middle fell flat. The whole thing was that lived in an iron lung since he was a small child, died this week at the age of 78 years old. And I don't know about you, but I now feel really stupid for buying a standing desk. The standing desk, because the whole thing about like sitting at your desk is killing you. This guy lived to 78.
Yeah.
If he made it to 78, I think I could sit down. I think I can sit at my desk just fine. Whatever.
I think you can all day, every day.
Every day I'm hustling. Should we tell them?
Yeah, we should.
So for full disclosure, we ran out of time. The time was running out, so I did write one of Sarah. So this is going to probably be the least funny one that I read so far because Sarah didn't write this one. I wrote it for myself.
No. What Jimmy is saying is that I took 6 hours to do all of this, and that's why time was running out.
But I wasn't going to blame anybody for anything. I'm just saying time is a fickle thing. It moves around. You try to punch it, it dodges and weaves you. And so for full disclosure, this one will be the least funny because it will be one of my jokes as opposed to one of Sarah's. Jess Duplantis, stupid name, by the way, an absolutely awful Christian preacher and televangelist, told his followers last week that they could speed up the return of Jesus if they would just donate more money. His exact quote was, "I honestly believe this. The reason why Jesus hasn't come is because people are not giving the way God told them to give." Ah, yes, we all remember those passages in Matthew, for example, where God commands the people to donate their money, not to the poor, but to the super rich mega churches so they can buy yachts and fine apparel. And it was Bible time, so they could buy people. That's the story of Jesus. Walking around, turning water into rosé, and multiplying food so the entire multitude could have some caviar. When asked exactly how much people need to donate, Mr. Duplantis said, "Can you put a price on redemption? Yes, it's going to be about 3 private jets, a whole heckload of children slaves, a new mansion where they shot that Lord of the Rings movie, and a pair of them beautiful gold Trump sneakers."
Dear God, this isn't a real quote, right?
No, I mean, that's no, correct.
That's beautiful.
Of course it's real.
An heckload of child slaves.
I'm going to need them child slaves. You!
I want a mansion where they shot Lord of the Rings. I didn't know they shot it in a mansion. I'm learning so much
No,
from
they
you,
didn't. No, he's going to build the mansion where they shot Lord of the Rings. The mansion, they're not buying. And by the way, it was just New Zealand. So he's going to buy a mansion in New Zealand where they shot Lord of the Rings.
I'm like, damn, the sound studio was a mansion the whole time.
Jeez, can I go to the place where he's all like, "You shall not pass"? We shot that in the theater downstairs in the basement theater. "You shall not."
We shot that in the cold storage.
It's that whole underground Moira place. That's our basement. It's just, and it's all practical effects. There's no green screen, anything. That's just our basement, the Mines of Moria.
The Mines of Moria, a great expansive ancient mine.
That would be a fucking awesome basement, though.
It'd be so fucking cool. Anytime I find any sort of strange cupboard, I'm hoping it's leading there. All right. Airbnb has announced that their hosts may no longer have indoor security cameras in homes while guests are staying there. I think I speak for everyone when I ask, if I know that no one is watching, how am I supposed to get hard? No, but
I'm so like
that's
looking
one
forward.
of my things.
I'm so looking forward to making you say that.
Ladies get hard too.
I know. Oh, look, on the line every Tuesday, we do a show called Chewed Gum. And one of the hosts, recurring hosts, is sex coach Alyssa Lubacek. And I know all about ladies getting hard from Alyssa. Just saying.
That's
just
badass.
saying. Yeah. Oh, yeah. She does a lot of like anatomy lessons and stuff. It's very good. Very good show. Really good show, actually. Whoever came up with that show is fucking brilliant.
Genius.
Fucking a show for women, by women, created and designed by a man. Yes, we did it. We've got quality.
Yes.
Now
Just
women
keeping it rolling.
Now women can also be equal. Women can also do shows designed by men. Isn't that's all we wanted the whole time? That was the equality.
That's what they were marching for.
It's not like it's that different than the other shows. It's basically just a slight topic change. Anyway, a man with, and this is real, people. I want to make sure you understand. By the way, can you go ahead and I want you to think about a question before. I just want to get this here so you can really think about it and have a nuanced answer after. I don't know if you like fast food that much, but for the moment, I just need you to think about, until I get the story done, whether or not you like the restaurant chain Wendy's, the chain Wendy's. Anyway.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just think about it for a minute. A man with the legal name D's Nuts, Lee Kroll, that's his real name. A man with the legal name D's Nuts, Lee Kroll, was taken into custody after an alleged disturbance in Green Bay. According to a criminal complaint, D's Nuts appeared to be highly intoxicated, standing outside without a shirt. When officers got to the scene, two people were brought to the squad car and placed in the back. They stated that they had been arguing over the phone with D's Nuts around 8 p.m. 2 hours later, D's Nuts came to the residence, opened the door, and went balls to the wall, allegedly punching one of them in the shoulder with a closed fist, leading to a physical altercation that allegedly resulted in D's Nuts gaining access to a gun. D's Nuts have been charged with battery, disorderly conduct, use of a dangerous weapon, and Kroll has been charged with the same. That was a great joke. Sarah, oh my God. Oh my God.
I just like hearing you reading them. You're so good.
Anyway, do you like Wendy's?
I only like the spicy nuggets, and the patties as a square, I feel like is an affront to the concept of a burger.
But you like something, right?
Yeah, I like the spicy nuggets.
So you enjoy Wendy's. Wendy's nuts touch your chin. Sorry, that was the whole bit. The whole bit was just do you like Wendy's? Wendy's nuts touch your chin. Hey, who's going to answer the, by the way, super chat question of the day. Everybody's forgetting the super chat question of the day is a hot dog, a sandwich. Get your super chats in and questions and stuff. Here you go. This one's yours.
Okay. Attendees at the Kansas country.
I think you're right, though. It's probably county.
It is county.
Yeah.
Okay. Attendees at the Kansas County GOP.
Consensus. Maybe
I'm just going to give that a whole consensus. I'm going to give that a whole new, okay. Attendees at the Kansas County GOP fundraiser paid money to kick, punch, and otherwise beat an effigy representing Joe Biden. This event drew large condemnation across the spectrum of politics, including from other Republicans who found the move detestable. One spokesperson said, "We're the GOP. We do not advocate for violence against elderly people except in low-income nursing homes." That's
wow.
so
I can't believe he said that. Jesus.
Wow.
Wow.
What a very real, insane quote
I
that
know.
everyone should spread around the internet.
Everyone should. Let's just say that was said by Ted Cruz. That was Ted Cruz said, we do not advocate for violence against elderly people except in low-income nursing homes. Ted Cruz! That's what he said.
And everyone did say that. Clip that specifically and put that
Yes.
all over the internet.
Yes. Everybody click that. Yes, also hit the like button. Wendy's nuts touch your chin. Sorry, is it too late to bring that back? I'm bringing it back.
Wait, do the throat singing. That's the true. Unreal skill.
Thank you. It's another thing I figured it out in the shower. I figured lots of stuff out in the shower.
It's
like, what is going on up there? All right, here's mine next. Okay, here we go. Researchers at the Keck School of Medicine of USC, I think the first time was right, conducted one of the first nationally representative studies of adolescent use of hemp-derived delta-8 THC products. The researchers found that 11.4% of 12th grade students used delta-8 THC in the past year, and 30% used marijuana. Because delta-8 THC is so new to the market, the health risks are unknown. Given the substance chemicals' similarities with delta-9 THC, the primary psychoactive component in marijuana, scientists are concerned that the substance could have similar risks, such as feeling chill as fuck, my guy, and I might eat like a whole box of macaroni and cheese. These early findings suggest that regulating delta-8 THC will help lower the use among youth and prevent Brian from first period being like so cool and mysterious. Oh my God. What is his deal? Oh, I hate him. He's the worst.
He's the worst. I really liked your delivery on that. I was looking forward to it.
I'm a totally cool guy, bro.
So cool.
This is like my combination of like Nicolas Cage and Keanu Reeves at the same time. What?
Oh, bro.
Bro. No one's gonna believe me.
Feeling chill as fuck, my guy.
Fuck, I'm gonna make 2 boxes of mac and cheese. I don't give a fuck.
Certified weed smoker, Jimmy.
I've gotten down with some Delta 8. I've had some Delta 8 fun last year. I had quite a bit of Delta 8 fun, and then I realized it was a horrible idea. It wasn't. So the true story is, I immediately become my sensitivity to stuff very quickly changes. So like where people I know would take anywhere from 3 to 10, let's say 10 on like a heavy night, 3 to 10 hits to be completely out and go to bed at night. That was good for me for the first week or two. But by the time I decided to quit, I was hitting my fucking pen 30 to 40 times a night to be able to go to sleep.
Yo.
Yeah. So it was too much. And then the problem is when you're getting that large of a dose, while not chemically addictive in the it can't kill you way, you can become still chemically dependent. So I was having THC withdrawals during the day and just in a fucking garbage mood, just hating everybody until I got to have because I only would use it at night. So I had to quit because the withdrawals during the day weren't worth it.
That sounds horrendous.
Yeah, I didn't like it.
I stopped just because I started like overanalyzing my entire life, and I would look at my social media and I'd be like, you cringy little fuck, why do you need people's validation? So I just had to stop or I wouldn't have the career I have now.
Yeah. And now in full sobriety, I know completely why I need everybody's validation. I have no self-esteem. Anyway.
In
Send your super chats, please.
Gross news.
Okay, here you go.
Your super chat. In wow but gross news, scientists have produced a genetically modified cow that produces milk containing insulin. And for anyone who's ever been around insulin, yes, we're sure the milk tastes like shit.
That's for sure. Have you ever been around it like somebody putting insulin in?
Yes.
that smell, and so I grew up with diabetics in my household, and so I have two siblings who are diabetic. My father's diabetic, two type 1s and one type 2, and then his father was diabetic. So at some point I'm going to need to go on a diet, otherwise I will be diabetic. Anyway, it just runs in the family like crazy.
Don't die.
Life's not so great. Anyway, insulin smells like fucking. It is one of my least favorite smells in the world. I'd rather smell like a dumpster. It just hits me. It's fucking gross. Anyway, sorry to interrupt. Go ahead.
I enjoy knowing how personal that is. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The breakthrough happened after scientists inserted human DNA into 10 cow embryos and successfully created an insulin-producing cow and totally not a cow-human chimera. Second reference of chimeras.
I did that for you
last
actually.
time.
That was on purpose.
I really like it. That was great. This following the trend of medical research finding more ways to produce medicine that they can sell, but still missing all out cures.
Yeah, still missing all out cures.
All out cures.
I should have put a comma.
We've got to just, we have to treat forever.
Forever.
The next goal is to produce humans that can urinate vaccines, because as we all know, every anti-vaxxer drinks pee-pee.
I have heard that.
Kink.
I have heard that. I think it's not a kink. I think it's totally non-sexual. Anti-vaxxers, and we're saying this as a point of fact here on the Sometime Show. So please tell it to all of your anti-vax friends that you know, because we told you, anti-vaxxers drink pee-pee.
The thing is that might be based in a little bit of fact, because I don't know if this was on My Strange Addiction, but there was a woman who during her cancer treatment started drinking her own urine and then just became addicted to the taste of it. And she was also, I believe, more on the side of no vaccinating.
Yeah. So technically, I hate giving away a joke too much, but technically almost 100% of the people who believe drinking pee is good for you are anti-vaxxers. But I don't think 100% of anti-vaxxers think drinking pee is good for you. However, it's funnier to present it in that direction, I think.
Absolutely. Well, anyway. I like to imagine them all drinking each other's pee.
I just want to, let me see if this works. Can you all hear this? Sarah, that was so, do you hear? No, you don't hear shit. I had applause playing, but it wasn't working. Anyway, Sarah, that was so good. That does conclude Roast the News. We're now going to be talking about still the news. We're not done with the news, but we're now moving on to /news, where we pull up Reddit, see what stories are currently dominating the algorithm, and go from there. Also, this ends the scripted portion of the episode, so I would like you to prepare yourself to be even less impressed by me. Oh God, the teleprompter run out. What do I do now? What are you talking about? You were fucking, that was incredible for all those extra hours.
I wasn't good at reading it though, but thank you.
You did great. Not everybody can. I've been doing it for a couple of years now, the teleprompter reading. I'm practiced at it.
That's true.
I thought you did very good.
I'll be nice. Well,
yes, love yourself, because we all
loved
love
writing it though.
It was
I do
really funny. Very funny stuff. Oh, good. This isn't
funny. You know what would be fun? I mean, I'm just like now going to propose like a new segment, even though we're doing a segment presently. The polyamory subreddit is like probably the most insane place on this. If it ever fits in anywhere, there's just so much juice. And I'm polyamorous, so people don't think, you're hating on it. No, I'm polyamorous.
I also am polyamorous, and yes, I am hating on it. Are you kidding me? It's like 10% of the people are good at it, and everybody else sucks and is ruining it for the rest of us. Read the books, assholes.
Absolutely. Read the books, for God's sake.
It's so easy. It's as easy as reading. The number of times where it's seriously like, there are times where people are straight up bigoted about it, but it's almost like they don't know any better. So the number of times where people have come to me and been like, want to fight me on polyamory, and their example is, well, my friend's boyfriend wanted basically to cheat on his girlfriend, so suggested opening up the relationship, and this is my proof that polyamory doesn't work. And it's literally just like, I'm going to throw stuff at you. I'm going to throw rocks, things there. I'm going to find things and I'm going to throw them at you, because this is beyond stupid at this point. Why is the
Yeah, it's like, oh, you did something all the wrong ways and it didn't work.
right,
Magical.
right. And I love too whenever it's literally like the number of people where it's I'm just gonna wing it. You know what? I'm not gonna read any books. I'm not gonna learn about how to have good relationships. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make up the rules as I go. I'm just gonna go with what feels right, and I'm gonna use a lot of language that I hear healthy people using. And by using some of their vocabulary, I can mask the fact that I'm a dirty sack of shit and nobody should trust me. It's so fucking frustrating. Where it's literally like, if we're actually talking about like healthy. As far as like, I mean, after reading Polysecure, I basically came away with like, not only am I polyamorous, monogamy is the patriarchy and everybody who defends monogamy is wrong. But, you know, I radicalized a little is all I'm saying. I radicalized a little, I'll admit. But it's just fucking the people within. So like that subreddit where you're just like, we're trying to be taken seriously, but like, imagine if during gay rights, when we were trying to win gay rights, if 90% of us queer men were coming in wearing only like a lime green banana hammock, just being like, get out of our way, bitches, it's time for rights. It would have taken much longer. and that's kind of happening over in the, and by the way, you can't be mad at me for that impression because that wasn't an impression of a gay fantasy character. That was my friend Tony, word for word and down to the outfit. That was Tony. So fuck you. And it was a perfect impression. Time for rights. Walking around fucking, and he loved how he could make his banana hammock not leave much to the imagination. You flap that thing around.
I think that's the point.
Yeah, but like sometimes it can just look like a clump, but he'd wiggle it around so you'd see separation of units underneath. That was Tony before anybody decides to be a whiny little asshole. Anyway,
Tony's separation of units.
Tony be separating them units. Ow, ow.
Ow. But yeah, the polyamory subreddit's people who've been doing it for 3 months and their husband opened up the relationship just so they could fuck their coworker.
Yeah.
So really giving a bad name to the entire scheme.
It's so often, like I said, I have had so many arguments with people who are like, I think polyamory is wrong. And then again, their only example is somebody trying to basically sound progressive while finding a loophole to cheat on a person they initially established a monogamous relationship with. And it's literally like, fucking, you guys are fucking idiots. It'd be like if I pointed to most lesbian relationships to prove that lesbianism is inherently toxic, just because almost all of it. That's a joke. Calm down. That's a joke.
You're using my life against me, Jimmy. Sensitive information.
That's a joke that, by the way, most lesbians would actually laugh at, but it was a joke. We're edgy over here. We're edgelords. Jimmy's just become nothing but an edgelord now. Oh, it's sad to see.
You're such an edgelord. Edgiest guy I know.
Ow.
Crazy.
I'm edging
Just
right now.
Boundaries. I'm always edging.
I'm always right at the tip of the razor blade, just about to all over.
It's like with Hulk, the secret. I'm always edging.
I so wish.
That's
because
how
now,
I'm able.
As of before the show, we now have an inside joke that you would understand. If I had Elmer's glue within range of me, I would have just moved it into frame and said nothing.
You've got to just keep that motherfucking thing on you.
I know. Anytime we meet, we're going to hug and you'll be like, oh my God, is that an Elmer's glue in your pocket? Are you happy to see me? And then I'll pull it out and it will be an Elmer's glue.
And that'll be the best day of my life. That and whenever you start mailing me dick drawings like you promised.
So I told Sarah that I'll never send her unsolicited dick pics, but I will be sending unsolicited dick drawings. And I
Be a
can't
male.
draw. So I'll be like, it'll have little like arrows pointing out like which part is which part. Like this is not a clump of fucked up
Diagram.
grapes. This part is.
There's separation of parts.
Yeah. Let's play our new segment and game. Is this a circumcised penis? It's the theme song. All right, let's hope that the number one thing on Reddit right now is not like devastating, and we're sitting here laughing like, yeah, penis is edging. Ha ha ha. 70,000 dead in Israel. Shit. It's not that. There aren't 70,000 dead in Israel. You know where there is, though? We're going to keep it light and not talk about the genocide in Gaza today. But there's a genocide in Gaza, in case anybody was wondering. That's right. He said it. Ooh, he's so edgy. Edgy. Here we go.
Edging, edgy. Okay. I'm also looking on my screen. Let's see.
I'm just going to go with top. I'm just going to go to the top of r/news for the moment. The twop.
Myself as well. The twop.
U.S. towns 565,000 sand dune project washed away in days.
I did see that. That's actually fucking hilarious. I mean, it's horrible, but like.
Which town is it? Wait, what? Before I pull it up, do you know which town it is? If you had to guess what state it is, I'm going to say, because here's the funny thing about a sand dune project. It sounds kind of like something Hicks would enjoy, but you know that it's actually some sort of like, I think it's going to be some sort of fancy liberal area that likes to appropriate hick culture, like four-wheelers and shit. So I'm going to go with that. I feel like Portland. I'm going to say near Portland. What do you think?
Okay, I was thinking Northern California or North Carolina.
All right, here we go. Let's find out. Salisbury, Massachusetts. I think we're both wrong. One of your guesses was on the right coast. But
that's true.
I will say Massachusetts, I was right on the liberals appropriating hit culture. I will say that part's correct. Trucked in about 14,000 tons of sand in hopes of protecting up to 15 homes. Okay, I thought they were building dunes to four-wheel on. So I
thought it was for the aesthetic as well.
Yeah, yeah, fun. But apparently it was to try and protect from. Okay, I guess that is sad.
Oh, yeah, that's a huge bummer, actually. And it's got to be a lot of work. But sand? I don't know if sand was the answer. I don't know if sand is ever the answer, really.
And it gets everywhere. That was a reference to one of the worst Star Wars moments everywhere. Ever.
Oh, God. Was that from the one, like 8 years ago? The first, back one?
No, this was a prequel when Anakin is sitting with Padme and he's like, I hate the sand. It's coarse and warm and it gets everywhere. And the acting was just so bad in the scene. I can't act. Like, your boy cannot act.
Was that episode 2?
I think it would have to be. Yeah, I think so.
That's my least favorite Star Wars of all time. It's so bad.
I cannot act.
No offense if you like it, but.
And I could have acted better than him.
You read all that shit?
Yeah, it's sort of different. I guess I can do a specific kind of acting. I'm pretty good at improv games too, but that's for another day.
Next segment, improv a scene with me. Wait. ASMR. I almost choked doing it.
I feel like with me, people will have been annoyed. Oh, we might be buffering again. I'm getting all kinds of.
No.
Man, is it that hard to just stream in fucking 4K? I know I've got all the fucking shit. All right, let me see what's going on here. Y'all back to buffering? Y'all buffering again?
Back to buffering.
All right, we should be good back. We should be back good. I don't know why that's happening though, because it shouldn't be, but I'm just trying to stream in 4K. That's all that is. I think that's 4K. YouTube being a piece of shit because we're not a super mega channel. Ugh. All right. Y'all back? Y'all feeling good? All right, we're back. Okay.
You sound like my family.
I got family that sound like this. I got some Southern family that I met when I was a kid, but then we enjoyed their company too much, and they weren't in the church, so I never saw them again. I had a really hot adopted cousin.
The more and more I learn about your childhood, the more upsetting it becomes, Jimmy.
Oh, I can't tell most of the stories on air. People will go fucking burn down their house. That shit's crazy. Yeah. I feel like somebody's going to bring up, they just totally gloss over that Jimmy said he had a hot adopted cousin. And yeah, I did say that. I at 13.
Well, if they're adopted.
I met her at 13, was having some very conflicting feelings through the day that I was spending with her. And then toward the end of the day, my mother mentioned that they were adopted. And I just had this relief just come over me where I was like, oh my God, thank goodness. Because I was feeling like a real creep.
That's like an Arrested Development scene.
They did it in reverse. Oh,
you're Michael Cera in this situation.
Oh, okay. I was thinking of Lindsay and Michael. Yeah.
No, that's crazy though.
Where Lindsay tries to bang Michael before telling him that she found out she was adopted. So only she knows.
Either way.
It's still weird, yeah, because they were raised together, thinking that they're twins, I think. Yeah. The whole thing was
like, I'm sorry, if I found out one of my brothers was adopted, the last thing I would want to do is have sex with them.
And as she's doing it, she's saying like, I'm here to do the thing we've always wished we could do, or something like that. It's just like, I love that show.
Maybe
though.
You.
It's such a good show.
Bitch.
It's
fucking hilarious.
I love that show. The last season, but the first 4, some of the best stuff ever made. I don't care about number 2. The Dodgers renew contract. How is that the number 1 thing in the news? There's a fucking genocide going on in the world, but a Dodgers contract. Should we stop the show and talk about it?
No, sorry. I saw the thing above the Dodgers contract, and that was so upsetting. But we don't need to talk about that one on here.
The name Blue Pinky?
Yeah, Blue Pinky. No. Wait, you might not be seeing the same thing that I'm seeing. Never mind.
Are you in r/news?
The story above.
I've got the 565,000 sand dune.
Oh no, there's one in between that and the Dodgers renew contract for Andrew Toles for $0. Oh wow.
I'm sorted by top.
No, that's fine.
Okay.
We don't need to talk about that one anyway.
It's not the police officer.
I'm at hot. Yeah.
Oh yeah, that one's coming. We're probably not going to talk much about that one either. It's too. That's not for this show. that is not the tone of the show. 16 SWAT officers hospitalized after blast at training facility in Southern California. I don't really,
No.
Okay. I'm sorry, cops. I'm sorry, cops.
Sorry, police.
Police cops. A police officer took a teen for an arc-it. Then he assaulted her too. This is the tough stuff where like I have to defend all the time where some of my controversial beliefs. And one of them is that I don't believe in the death penalty. But I've had to express this many times where it's like, I don't believe in the death penalty because I don't believe in giving the government the right to murder its citizens, whatever the reason is. I think that should be, the government avoids doing that at all costs. And unfortunately, one of the things will be you couldn't have a death penalty in that case. I don't believe in giving the government the right to kill its own citizens. However, my not believing in the death penalty is different than my internal monologue of going, let's just kill that guy. So, for example, the police officer who assaults an R victim while taking them for an arc-it, I don't think I'm allowed to now say it that I've set it up. But I just want to say I don't believe in the death penalty, but it does not mean that there aren't many people who I believe should die. And I'm glad I don't make the decisions on who should die, because it would be people like this. It would be people who murder people. It would be a lot of like evil people. And then it would also be like people who park their truck bumpers where the hitch comes over top of the sidewalk. So if you're just walking on the sidewalk, you take a hitch to the shin. Those people die too.
You know what? That's completely valid. Your shin can only take so much damage.
Mm-hmm.
One of my friends burnt her shin on the exhaust of a motorcycle, and she went to the hospital and they peeled the burnt skin off. This is gross, but they took the burnt skin off, and then the way that it scabbed, it just looks like she had a hunk of beef jerky on her leg for 8 months, and now it looks like bologna. But that's her shin. The shin.
Fucking people.
That's my shin story. I just had to throw that out there.
Just take your hitch off and throw it in the back of your truck, you fucking piece of shit. You fucking piece of shit. I actually, you know what?
Piece of shit.
I think I could send you a picture right now. I had a hotel in the last couple of months and I was walking around it. And unless I'm mistaken, I took a picture with my glasses. So it should be in my glasses gallery. Let me see if it's still in here if I deleted the older stuff. So I was like, I'm going to be honest. I do not advocate for like slashing people's tires and stuff. But on that day, I was okay, it's not in here. I was having a hard time on that day not doing something crazy like slashing somebody's tires.
Slashing tires is
You shouldn't do that. You shouldn't do that.
No.
But if you're gonna, here's whose tires I would slash.
Make it
If you like
count.
it, then you should put a ring on it. If you like it, then you should put a... Trying to find. I thought I knew somewhere else I sent the photo. Anyway, whatever. It doesn't matter. Former Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin says he's putting together investor group to buy TikTok, which puts me back on TikTok's side of not having to sell. Steve Mnuchin's fucking Trump's old Treasury Secretary. And now I'm like, let the Chinese government keep it. Fuck these guys. I know Trump met with some investors and now he's not for selling, or he is for selling it.
Oh my God. I would honestly rather the Chinese government have it than our government, to be completely honest.
Especially like Trump.
Like you're not going to do anything better.
What we want to do is we want to stop the Chinese misinformation and we want to buy it so we can flood it with the Trump misinformation. That's going to be a better deal. That is a good deal. To the moon. Buy my gold sneakers. To the moon. God, I hate Elon Musk.
Now, how do you feel about the TikTok ban? What are your thoughts, Jimmy?
It's tough because it's like, I don't know. On the one hand, people are like, anybody who takes too hard a stance on either side is wrong. Like it's hard to know what the right course of action is because it is definitely the case that the Chinese government has a pattern of using applications and things and like the reason why we banned Xiaomi phones and all kinds of stuff. They do the same sort of stuff that, I didn't mean to do that. They do the same sort of stuff that our government tried to do years ago to Apple, where they were like, build a backdoor for the government. And Apple was like, no, because you'll use it. You'll keep using it, whether you have authority to or not. And so Apple shut it down. In China, you don't get that option. So there are these backdoors. And so that China not only could, but absolutely would spy on, try to spread misinformation, try to sow discourse. The sheer cultural difference between how TikTok exists in China versus how it exists here is also conspicuous for sure. But at the same time, this whole like forcing a sale of a foreign company, it sets a really fucking crazy precedent.
It's insane.
Yeah, like how do you... First of all, where do you stop? And then if your justification is like all of this misinformation and all of that kind of stuff, you aren't even doing anything to regulate American companies that are doing that. Like you're acting like selling selling TikTok to America would solve it, but it hasn't. Being American companies hasn't solved Twitter X, right? It hasn't solved fucking Facebook. Yeah, fucking. And it was funny because Trump actually complained, if you make them sell, then Facebook, which is a total fake news organization, is like, bro, Facebook is your fake news organization. Like, we don't go to Facebook anymore for more than a few seconds, like for our messengers, basically, because that's where all of our QAnon and racist uncles hang out. The fuck is wrong with you talking shit about it?
Well, that's the thing is like, I don't think selling it to the US is going to fix any of the problems. If anything, it's going to be like, well, now the US is going to do all that shit to us. So to me, knowing Not too much about the situation. I just feel like the regulations that we need to have around data usage, like hopefully this will prompt a wider conversation about that and like the way that data is like utilized and regulated on the internet. Because as it stands right now, our data is being exploited by the government anyway.
Yeah. Yeah.
So either way, someone's abusing the information they're gleaning from that app.
The spying part would be, I guess, the thing that you might still be able to justify. Like, yes, the misinformation is going to be as bad or worse, but in theory, America could punish the companies when they find out that it's like straight up spying on you, it's malware, it's whatever else. But like, think about also other companies that have become huge recently. So if you force the sale of TikTok for those reasons, do you now have to force the sale of Temu or whatever it's called? Temu? That's like the biggest fucking terrible company there is now in America. It's like competing with Amazon, Alibaba as well. Like you're going to force the American versions of that to also divest. It just doesn't, there's not really like it doesn't really make much sense.
No, and then there's the whole argument of, well, are you going to prohibit your citizens from utilizing an application? And like, is that conflicting with the First Amendment? And like, how do you go about that? Because if you're trying to protect the people, but in some way you're restricting the people, what does that look like? And then trying to force them to sell, like you said, really horrible, weird precedent to be setting. So I'm kind of like, let the chips fall where they may. I know for a lot of people and like creators, it's like an incredibly upsetting prospect, but the app has already not been functioning the way that it should have been for a long time. And it's like every other video is an ad or a sponsored post or is something for TikTok Shop. And honestly, the second they implemented TikTok Shop to try to like start competing with Amazon or whatever, the app just is a trash can now. I hardly go on there. And that was like my place. That was where I put all my content for a long time. But it's so ineffectual now. You don't reach the audience you want to unless you're pushing TikTok's products. And so I don't think it's like this, we're losing this incredible app. I feel like it's been going downhill for a while. I just think the precedent that the US government is setting right now is potentially concerning.
I think so. One of my problems though with the talks of the ban is that I think a lot of them aren't actually motivated by we're worried about spying or whatever else. I think they're more worried about that. It's hard because it's true on the other side too, but more radical ideas are popularized on TikTok. So when it's the QAnon side, that's fucking nuts and crazy. And sure, I get those people who are like, we got to shut down. But QAnon's also, popular in a lot of other places. But a lot of leftist education happens there. Now, not all of it good. You get a lot of leftist education over there, but then you get like the TikTok trend of saying Osama bin Laden was right. Like, oh, cool. So unfortunately, we still have stupid people on the left. But yeah, it's fine. And they insufferably will now make presumptions over what my position is and post it in the comments. If anybody watched the show, that would happen. But no one does, so it's fine. Or this will be the thing because I pissed them off. So it's tough because I think in reality, one of the motivating factors for a lot of Republicans and Democrats is that they're losing the younger generations to more progressive or actual leftist positions. And a lot of that's coming from TikTok. And they're scared of TikTok as well. Like they admitted this week they were actually more motivated to try and ban TikTok because TikTok started a campaign asking people to call congressmen, and they had to turn off their phones because so many people were calling congressmen. And they're basically were like, and that's a problem. Their ability to protest in the digital age is a problem. And don't get me wrong, any threats that was coming or any, like 13-year-olds calling and just screaming the N-word and saying that they're sure those things are problems. But, if I was able to fucking handle that at 19 in an Xbox lobby, you as a fucking senator will be fine.
Yeah, well, of course that. I mean, now that I'm thinking about it, it really is one of the only platforms where you can like freely discuss like leftist ideology. I feel like all the other spaces are much more catered towards conservative ideology. Instagram's maybe more on the neutral side, but even then it like skews one way a little bit. And TikTok is definitely like, if you're interacting with leftist content, you get more leftist content. And like you said, some of that is crap, but it is probably one of the only places. But I do think there's obviously like a fiscal motivation there as well.
Yeah.
And it's not super cut and dry, and it's definitely not altruistic in any
I will
way.
say, if we're going to start regulating things, way more important than this bullshit is, this is the socialist in me, but there should be regulations forcing a minimum amount of profit share with the creators, because TikTok is fucking shafting the fuck out of its creators. Yeah.
I haven't made shit on that platform, and like the ways that they go about demonetizing you.
Yeah.
It's and they have all these different modes of monetization. So like they'll demonetize you in a traditional way, which it continuously was happening to me because unfortunately I love pissing off men, and then they report all my shit, and they don't have a good moderator system for that sort of thing, and so you can just get fucked by the bots. And
and they don't care. They're literally like, we're here to serve ads. We give a fuck what if you're mad at us.
No, they don't give a shit. But like in terms of like all the different ways of monetization, it now all goes through like, oh, you want to partner with someone, you're doing it through our platform, we get a cut of that. You want to make money, then you're going to sell stuff from TikTok Shop. And so I feel like they reduce how much money you're actually able to make through monetizing your video off of the video itself, so that you feel more inclined to sell their products and partner with partners that are giving them money. And so that's why I'm saying, I'm like, we're not losing this like incredible app. It was a much better app a few years ago, but now it's just like Instagram and Amazon had a baby, and
but you definitely have to take your personal resentments out of how it's changed to just like, what should policy in the US be? Because obviously if I was just like,
well, yes,
if I just went with my resentments, ban Twitter, ban TikTok, ban fucking half of Reddit, ban not all of Reddit but half of it, anything that isn't hobby related on Reddit. Hobby subreddits are great. They're like my favorite place. r/woodworking. What a fucking treat. I put a shitty shelf that I built on. I was like, hey, I had a pallet, couldn't figure out where I could throw it away. So I tore it down and made it into this terrible shelf. And all these people were like, terrible shelf, bro. That shelf is the shit. I love your shelf. Oh. I'm like, oh, guys, what the fuck? I'm gonna cry. Fucking, yeah, that's hobby subreddit's great. Fucking subreddits dedicated to fucking TV shows, fandoms, YouTubers that you love, YouTubers that you hate, celebrities that you love, celebrities that you hate. Ban all of those fucking things. Get rid of them. Let's see. Make Facebook turn back into MySpace. I want a top 8 back.
Yes.
I want people to fight for my top 8.
I want to shame. I want the people in my life to feel insecure about our connection at all times with the top 8. 1,000%. But no, I say that not because I want it banned, because of my personal resentment. I don't think what the US government is doing is like ethical, really. But I'm saying for like other creators who are feeling like really melancholy about the whole situation, I think that's fair, and I think it still does provide a lot of things to creators, but I also think there will be better platforms, and the platform is exploiting us. It really is.
Yeah.
They're just getting all this content and engagement for free and giving you next to nothing. And so it's like, if it does go that route, I don't think that's great, and that's not what this is about. It's just really for like other creators to be like, hey, better things will come. There's always something new, and you can jump on that train as well, you know?
I guess my worry is if we solve one problem with the wrong regulation, then when the new better one comes,
it'll continue.
There's now the precedent. And so it's like avoiding selling should be the number one goal. And I do feel like some sort of access, not a backdoor into users' inboxes, but a backdoor into like, show us how the algorithm works, let us be able to monitor that your security access, let us be able to monitor that there isn't fucking these cyber missiles going into our users' phones and using giving all their data, and granted, by now, like the Chinese have definitely collected a ton of data on all of us. The question is, would this stop them from actively turning the mic on my phone on, or whatever it is, the different the things that like kind of seems like other companies do. Again, I mentioned this on the Sunday show recently. I don't really, most conspiracies, I'm like, you're ridiculous for doing anything more than just going, oh, that's very interesting. but that our phones are listening to us is one of the ones that I'm like, I never fucking typed a single thing in about Slinkies, and I'm getting served Slinky ads because I said the word Slinky the other day. Like, it was getting fucking weird.
I really do think that phones are listening to us. That's like my one as well.
There was definitely a time where it seemed like that was the case, but then you could come up with explanations. And there are times where they aren't listening, that things are still fucking crazy. Like if you go to a dinner with your Facebook friend, and while you're there, the two of you talk about something and one of you Googles a product, Facebook knows there's a good chance you two were talking about it and will serve ads for it to both of you, even though you never put it in your phone. Like shit like that does exist. That shit's crazy as fuck. Man, some of the stuff that's really crazy though is like Facebook knowing your phone book, if they know your phone book, and then GPS location will suggest friends to you if you are physically close to the same place, which has been ways that people have figured out that their like exes have been driving by their houses because suddenly they're getting suggested friends with exes. And it's like, what's this going on? Doesn't mean that is what happened. For the record, if you have a suggested friend, that's not for sure the case, but it can be the case that the reason you're getting it served is they're both in your phone book and you were GPS close to each other.
No, that's fucking crazy. Well, there's a lot of software, like when you really start to get into marketing and like ads and whatnot, you can like do like a geo, you can pretty much like draw a circle around a certain area and be like, I just want to serve ads to people who've been right here within the last 24 hours. And you can do that. You're like this gas station in particular, anyone who's been there in the last 24 hours can serve ads to those people. And it's like, how? Why? That shouldn't be possible.
The question is like, what dark kinds of things how does that utilize in dark ways? Like there's definitely people doing campaigns of like, we're going to do basically a subliminal campaign in this area. Once we've got, this people in the area likely conditioned to seeing a billboard and then hearing a song at the gas station and whatever, then we're going to serve them the ad and it's going to activate all the neurons and it's going to be fucking AI is going to kill us all. Just so everyone knows, we're all going to fucking die. U.S. firm that paid indicted FBI informant tied to Trump associates. Here's my shocked face. Wow. I'm so surprised. Governor Kristi Noem sued over her video promoting dentists who fixed her teeth. I don't know if you saw this one, but it's pretty funny. Kristi Noem, I think she's the governor of South Dakota, maybe, went to another state to have her teeth fixed and then made like basically a go visit this state for great dental care, implicitly shitting on her own state for dental care. And so people are pretty mad at her. And then there's also questions about the money that she would have made doing that, whether or not she paid for the service, where that money came from. It's all, What is this? Former Mormon bishop highlighted an AP investigation, arrested on felony child sex abuse charges. Now, is it former?
Wait, where?
Let's see. Is it somebody who fucking... I'm like, I want him to be an ex-Mormon because the church excommunicated him. Don't make him from our side. A former Mormon bishop in the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints who was featured in an Associated Press investigation into how the church protects itself from allegations of sexual abuse was arrested by police in Virginia this week. So this has to be that McConkey, whatever law firm, one of the people who exposed that. After being indicted on charges, he sexually abused his daughter while accompanying her on a school trip when she was a child. Probable cause, including rape by force, threat of intimidation. Whoa. Holy shit. I'm not going to read that whole list.
Yeah.
Target revealed. Well, that sucks. And now Mormons will do the whole like, see, this one ex-Mormon did this, which shows you what ex-Mormons are like. But don't assign what Mormons did to us. Certainly not what Joseph Smith did.
Certainly not Joseph Smith. It's so funny, but they don't keep that same energy with themselves. Where it's like, well, what about all these active Mormon bishops? What about all the peeps in power in that church that are abusing people? But it's like, no, the second an ex-Mormon does something, See, we're right.
This is what they,
You're right the
everybody
whole
who,
time.
everybody who supported that guy's work against sex abuse clearly is complicit in his sex abuse. Clearly they all support him on both sides of the issue. People are fucking nuts. Hey, do you want to let's do that other segment. I think the other segment's even more fun. You want to do
I feel like the news is not newsing right now on Reddit.
This one? Do you like this?
Yes.
Thank you.
Very cute.
Thank you. Did you like the other ones? Hang on. Did you see this one? That one? Our slash nudes. And it's me having been on Ozempic for a year at least, it would appear. But anyway, it's me slashing through the world, r slash news. And then this one's me looking through a hole like a pervert in space. Hey, you guys, what are you doing in here? Hi, guys.
No, you look like you're seeing something mystical. Your eyes are like, little shimmer.
But I'm also in a hole in the wall, so it's still definitely a pervy thing. There's a matching hole in the wall.
You're coming from outer space, which is pretty significant, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not wearing a helmet of any kind. Or it's just nighttime. I'm like at nighttime in the desert, just broke a hole through somebody's walls. I'm like, you guys got boobies in here? And that face, the face I'm making does kind of look like there was boobies. That's my boobies face.
There might have been.
Let me
Is
see
that
if I
your
can.
boobies face?
Yeah, watch.
Oh, look at I fucking can't. I can't. That was like a very precious face to be looking at boobies.
I hoped it matched. I don't have a monitor over there, so I have no idea if I nailed it.
I really liked it.
Thank you. Well, who should go first? Do you want me to go first? Do you want to go first? I guess I was to say I should go first. So this is our segment called Did You See This? Where we talk about things that have been on our mind and have been living in our mind rent-free. I want to find the specific one. Okay. I found the one that I've been thinking about a lot. And I actually brought this up before you came on the last show. Now, listen, we're all adults here. Yes, it's going to be difficult. When you first see this, you're going to be like, oh, is this story about a butt? It's not about a butt. Is there very conspicuous presence of in tights butt? Yes, but it's nothing. So I just want to say nothing about this story is the butt. We're not talking about the butt. We can all be adults and acknowledge that we all notice the butt. But B-U-T.
But
Did you see the video of the PGA pro golfer? Here's the funny thing. So many people, mansplaining is not a thing. And don't get me wrong, I have been called a mansplainer for it's so funny when somebody accuses you of mansplaining, but they're wrong about what the definition of mansplaining is. And you're like, I can't.
Then you must mansplain the definition to them.
Exactly. So one time there was somebody who asked me a question. I answered the question. Because it wasn't the answer they wanted, they then accused me of mansplaining the answer. And so then I'm stuck in a thing of going, mansplaining is not sharing information, just a man sharing information. It is you are having explained to you things that you either know or are an expert on, and the other person, only because they are a man, assumes they know better than you. Oh, is the buffering happening again? People, I'm sorry. I don't know what
it
the
better
buffer
not
thing
be.
Is. This buffer thing better fucking stop. I'm going to punch it in the boob.
Knock it off. In the boob.
I'm going to punch this
punch
buffer
it
problem.
in these nuts.
I'm going to wait till the yellow light turns green again, because I imagine we are buffering. Buffering. We're having a buffer. I legitimately think that YouTube is just shitty to smaller creators. So it's like, you can try to stream in 4K. It don't mean we're going to give it to you. Because
very ridiculous.
It's a dick move.
Do you think that? What would be causing that?
Yeah, I think that.
How would they be able to do that?
I just tested everything on my end. There is nothing on my end preventing the connection. All right, we should be back. So I think that we are a lower priority, and so whenever their data streams overall get kind of clogged up. Anybody who's a lower priority gets deprioritized for a few seconds as the servers adjust to make up for traffic. And so the fact that it keeps happening as we're going later into the prime time hours, but it doesn't happen as often when we're like in the afternoon on a Sunday. I think it happened once or so. The fact that it relates to the traffic on YouTube makes me think that it's them being basically shitty to smaller creators. All right. Everybody ignore.
Yeah.
So I just explained to everybody what mansplaining is. I had to because Sarah didn't know. I assume. No.
Thanks so much.
But yeah, so do I acknowledge that not everybody uses the term correctly? Yes, I do. But this video is the perfect illustration of it. Did you already answer whether you've seen this or not?
No, I haven't seen it.
All right. So she is a PGA pro golfer. This girl golfs. She knows how to golf. And she is going through what is called a swing change. From what I understand, a swing change is kind of what it sounds like. That right now she swings with a certain method. She's trying to adjust that method. So as you adjust, you slow things down and try to do the new method correctly as opposed to trying to do it fast, the way it will be when it's done. So this is let me turn the volume up to make sure. This is the interaction that follows. And so you can see the caption here. So the guy next to me tried to give me swing advice. So she comes up, is that where the thing starts? Okay. She does a whack, which by the way, to me, I'm like, that whack seems great. He comes up, says, excuse me. So the audio is also very quiet, but he's come up and he said, you shouldn't be doing it like that. You need to swing and follow through. You're going too slow on the way up and then back.
I'm going through a swing change at the minute, so everything.
So she just said, I'm going through a swing change at the moment, which Irish accents are so cute. But I said that and realized this might be Scottish. I'm going through a swing change at the moment. That's great. That's Scottish. Yeah. This is a Scottish person, I think. Maybe, I don't know. People might correct me. Anyway, he literally says, no, I know, but what you're doing there is, he says, no, I know, which is so, you clearly don't know. You didn't actually listen to what she just said, just that she said something. So you're trying to pretend you listen to acknowledge, because if you had heard swing change, you would have gone, oh, that makes sense. I'm sorry. I'm going to go fuck off. But it said, no, I know, but what you're doing there is, you're coming back too slow. What you need to do is follow through a lot quicker.
Yeah, so, I mean, I'm going through a swing change at the minute, so with that, I'm just making everything fancy.
Literally, she just tries to repeat it again, and he's like, just hit one.
What?
Just hit one like I said. Just hit one. Hit one like I said.
I would hit him one time like he said.
So she shows she can do a pro shot if she wants to do a pro shot. But it's funny because he is going to do what you think. He's going to take credit for her good shot now.
Yeah, thank you. I don't think that was, No, I'm actually going through a swing change at the minute, so everything's slow.
Do you feel it? Do you feel how better that is?
I don't know whether you watch golf, the best players in the world, when they are making a practice swing or they're going through a change.
She's trying to explain to him, like, this is what golfers do. And he goes, no, I hear you. Listen. I'm just saying, I've been playing golf for 20 years. She is a PGA pro golfer. I can hear, don't ask me to explain it, but I can hear that he has a sandwich in his hand. He's definitely a big guy with a sandwich. No, but I've been playing for 20 years. Okay. And I'm going to tell you, this is Liverpool, really interesting. Just see how much better that one was.
Thank you.
I would be like, please go away.
Yeah.
Like, why is he watching her?
She literally just goes, thank you for, and then presumably he fucks off. And so when I tried to emphasize at the beginning, be adults, ignore the butt. My theory is he didn't ignore the butt. and he thought, I've got a way to get into that butt. I'm going for the butt, lads. Let's go. So anyway, this is like the most perfect example of mansplaining I think I've ever seen ever.
No, it's 100%. It makes me think of the classic example. I'll be at the gym, and there's been times in the past where a dude comes up and they help me with my form and they fuck off. And it was like helpful. They're just like, hey, pull it up here. Don't go all the way up, whatever, so that you keep your bicep engaged. And I'm like, okay, cool. Leave. There was this one dude. I was doing lat pull downs, which I've done a trillion bajillion times, and I have a personal trainer who has taught me how to do them. He starts telling me to do them quite literally like the wrong way, where it wouldn't be engaging the right muscle, and then just stays there. And he was like, he's just leaning up against the machine and he's just staying there. And he goes, I haven't seen you here before. And I'm like, no, I normally come at a different time of day. And he was like, oh, cool. He's like, what time is that? And I'm like, no. Not your time. I literally, not your time. And I literally just was like, I don't feel like talking right now. And he was like, okay. And I was like, bye. Like, it was so uncomfortable that he's coming over with the guise of adjusting my thing and then tries to figure out exactly what time I'm coming to the gym. When people talk like that, I always wonder, if you're hearing yourself, what makes you think this isn't creepy? Because it's incredibly creepy.
I feel like I want to make jokes that you and I know each other well, so I know you wouldn't think I was actually, but I was literally just the inclination to go like, wow, Sarah, kind of sounded like you were being a bitch. Knowing you'd be like, that's obviously not the fucking case. It is funny because like you even mentioned the guys who did give you good advice, but I'm sitting here as somebody who's like, bad advice or good advice, ask first. Do not presume. Yeah. It should always be like, and there are times where I'll realize in a conversation about something that I'll be like, well, I would blah, blah, blah. And then I'll apologize. I'm like, hey, I'm sorry. You didn't actually ask for that advice. And most of the time people will be like, yeah, but we know each other. And I know you know production and that's welcome. But most of the time, if I'm going to give advice, I will always say something like, hey, if you are interested in my input, I have some advice for this. But if you're not, totally cool. Because I genuinely feel that way too. Like when people want to give me advice about production and then they they're like, well, if you would do this, this, and this, and they're listing off equipment that's literally incompatible with the way we do shit. And I'm sitting here like, bro, I get it. You know, one way things are done well. I'm a production god. That's what I say to them. I'm a god. And I know why your specific thing, but it's funny because they get so upset when you like just try to explain like, hey, I hear you. That's like fun or whatever. But like that actually doesn't work for me. And I felt like her, that Liverpoolian of the like, and they're just like ignoring. No, I know, but what you got to do is, here's the thing. I've got advice and it comes from my balls. Oh. It's coming right from my testicles. And you got to listen to
God-given package full of knowledge.
Do you see me? I've got a BLT. Sorry.
A BLT.
You have to listen. I've got one.
I don't think they have BLTs. When I went to Ireland, I know this isn't Ireland, but I just, no, I don't think they have anything quite as, people are going to get mad at me, as flavored as a BLT. What he has in his hand is a cheese and onion sandwich, which is a thing over there.
I got haggis in a pouch. I got haggis in a pouch with a straw. I'll put some crackers. I'll put some crisps on top.
People are going to crucify you for that.
I've got haggis in a... with a straw with some crisps. I'll put my haggis in a condom.
It's so fun.
That's the food they eat in Ireland. Is haggis in a condom with a straw.
Oh my god. You know what? That probably would have been better than some of the shit I ate.
It's fucking
beautiful
crazy.
Country though. Beautiful country.
Delicious chocolate throughout the UK. But everything else they make there is fucking dog shit. And if you look like, they're like, oh, but London has so many Michelin chefs. What do you have to say about that? Or what about all those Michelin stars in London? Go look at the Michelin stars in London. It's always like a French restaurant or an Indian restaurant. Literally none of it is local British cuisine. There's no Michelin fish and chips. There's none of that shit. And
I
by
love
the way,
some fish and chips, but yeah.
but I like tan foods also that are deep fried. I don't like fish, but I won't eat any seafood. It's more of a mental thing than a taste thing. But it's just fucking my mother's British. She would boil cabbage.
Yeah. I had so much boiled shit. And I mean, Ireland isn't the UK unless you're in Northern Ireland. But I had so much boiled shit. I have never had so many things boiled. I had mushrooms that were boiled. I couldn't believe the texture that entered my mouth. It was unreasonable. And
Is this rubber?
It's like you're chewing on a Polly Pocket dress. It was horrible.
Am I eating weather stripping?
Weather stripping?
Do we insulate our windows with this?
It was so fucked up. I had a few really good things, but for the most part, I was just horrified. And people kept telling me about something called a spice bag when I got back. I don't know what that is. I'm going to have to research the spice bag, but I will be bringing spices the next time I go.
You have to.
That part of the world.
And you're like,
I really will be, though.
Guys, vinegar is not a spice, you idiots.
No, there were vinegar packets at every restaurant, which I eventually was like, that's better than nothing, truly. And they didn't have mustard anywhere, which surprised me.
It does make it better. Yeah. Yeah, the vinegar's for the chips, for the chippies. Chippies!
Okay.
They're delicious.
I did put it on some meat.
I would too. I would just die in Ireland. I think I could figure out how to survive in England, especially because they have a lot of like American shops too, where you can go and buy, I don't know, normal American stuff. But Ireland, I think I would like step into Ireland and take a hike and then leave. But like, I hope there's good hiking on the border.
There's so much. It's truly one of the most pleasant places I've ever been besides the cuisine.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
So clean, so friendly, gorgeous. People
you can stay
really
in
funny.
A castle for like $20 a night. Shit's crazy.
It's really surprisingly cheap to stay in a castle. There's also just ruins of castles and monasteries and churches everywhere from the medieval era. It's really incredible. You're just in a regular neighborhood, turn the corner and there's a castle.
Yeah.
So unreal. But the food was so upsetting. The food on the plane was better than 90% of what I ate in Ireland. And the food on the plane was not great.
I'm looking forward to shitting this because that'll smell better. All right.
Oh God.
I'm going to ask you so this is, I think this has to be how it is with like the cast where it's going to be like, so what's on your mind? And then just make sure you start it because I'll probably make clips out of some of these where you start it with, did you see blah, blah, blah? Do you have a, so Sarah, what's been living in your mind rent free?
Oh, did you see that Instagram model that exposed her DM of Drake? He went into her DMs. Did you see that?
Now, if I open this, it's not going to be a penis, right?
No.
Okay.
I would not do that to you.
Okay, I found it. I found it. Here we go. This is what you're talking about.
Yes. So pretty much, this isn't anything crazy. Drake DM'd this really hot woman, says your body is absolutely tea. Interesting. That's something one of like my girly friends would say to me. My biggest thing
I'm not keeping up with vocab apparently. I thought tea was drama.
Well, yeah, but it's like it's also like the truth. Like you're like that's tea. Like banging fucking body. That's the truth there.
Okay.
Yeah, that's not the part. It's just that I'm like, you had someone this famous in your fucking DMs, and your first response was to post it online and not engage with the situation and get the most out of it. Like your first thing is like, what an idiot, put this online. You're not going to interact.
I don't know.
You're an Instagram model.
From her caption, it seems like she was excited. Whoa, with crying face? I don't know.
No, yeah, well, of course she was excited, but if you're excited, why would you put him on blast and then you're never going to talk to him again? And look, I'm not a fan of Drake. I'm just like, get your bag. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, I will say, here's the thing I'm relieved about. She appears to be over the age of 18, so that's good. Stay the fuck away from Millie Bobby Brown, you fucking weirdo.
Well, she's 20 now, but back in the day, definitely stay away from Millie Bobby Brown. There was also a video of him on stage with a fan years ago, and they were being flirtatious or something, and he was like, "How old are you?" And she was like 16 or 17. And he was like, "When you're 18, call me," or something.
Yeah,
And I'm
that's
like,
no. See, that's what I was gonna say. I was gonna be like, no, if you started before they were 18 and you're fucking 60? I don't know how old Drake is. Let's find out.
He's
How old
closing
is
in on what,
Drake?
like 40, 35?
37 years old. You don't
Okay.
Drake, nobody for the rest of your life, nobody who is under 18 now should you date for the rest of your
No.
life.
No, that's insane. He shouldn't be dating under 25, to be completely. I mean, do whatever you want, but like,
What
the
is
fact
it?
that
The rule
he's
is
targeting
half your age plus 7. What would that be on him?
Is that
So
what it
it'd be
is?
like 18 and a half plus 7. So yeah, 25. He's at the mark now where it's 20. And that's been my rule all along, is like, no matter how old both parties are, as long as everybody's over 25, I might still find it weird and be like,
Yeah.
I'm not going to do that. I give a shit. If you're 25 and you've got a kink for 90-year-olds and you're 90 years old and you can bag a 25-year-old, both of you go live in peace. Enjoy your love in Christ. I give a fuck. But fucking, if you're 37 and somebody don't do that's some Trump shit. He literally did this. He was in a mall and comes across like 2 10-year-old girls and says to one, like, in a few years, I'll be dating her. Isn't that funny? It's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? The fuck is wrong with you? So many things when it comes to Donald. Fucking Christ.
Oh, I mean, he did say that if his daughter wasn't his daughter, he would date her. So
I'd probably, if
nothing's off
Ivanka and I,
limits for our boy.
or do you remember when they were like, he goes to an interview and they ask what they have in common, and then he repeats it. She asked what we have in common, and I was going to say sex. And he pauses and then specifies, but she'd probably prefer I say golf. Like, the fuck is fucking wrong
About his
with-
daughter?
Yes, that he and his daughter have sex in common. Or when his daughter was born, he was
What
like...
does that mean?
I know. When his daughter was born, he was like, "Oh, well, she has my smile." And actually, this is back when his voice was just nasally. It hadn't gone hoarse yet. It was like, "Well, she has my smile. She has some of my facial features. We'll have to wait to see if she gets Marla's, and indicates," talking about his infant, recently born daughter, whether his will have Marla's titties. Whether or not he's going, I don't know whether she's going to grow up to have Marla's. Have you ever listened to old video? It is funny how his voice, like,
No.
over the years, he used to talk like this. I might run for president one day because if you like to. But in recent years, it's like he's been smoking, because now he's got this hoarse thing in his voice. It's very hoarse, and it is very. He does not modulate his volume at the right times. It doesn't make sense what choices he's making on volume. And then sometimes he comes in for a little whisper and it just goes into total don't know what he's going to say next mode. I don't know why we were doing that entire bit with that lovely woman on the screen with us. She's very lovely, but we didn't need, not for this bit. We could move out of that. I came in and I said, well, wow, what is this woman doing here? That's one of his things. He always repeats himself. He'll say like, there was another impressionist who actually pointed this out, and now I can't unsee it. But he'll walk in and he'll be like, I walked into this place and I saw that you had. First he'll just say, he'll be like, "You've got beautiful golden pillars in this building. I walked in and I said, wow, you got beautiful golden pillars." It's the weirdest repetition thing he does.
He's just narrating his own life.
Total.
He's like constantly writing a memoir.
What is the phrase? Not train of consciousness.
Stream of consciousness.
He's pure stream of consciousness all the time. And sometimes it like bounces around. So he'll be talking about, and they talk about that Obamacare, but I am not going to pay that woman 5 cents, even though I did diddle her. But they talk about if we're going to repeal and replace, but I would like to replace I would like to replace E. Jean Carroll on the, but the Supreme Court will not allow. They will not allow me to
just
buy
word
TikTok.
association.
It's sometimes it's way more random than that. It just goes crazy places. Did you have more to say about Jazzalina?
No, just like get your fucking bag up. What are you doing? Like,
yeah,
it just speaks to the fact that like clout is one hell of a drug. You have one of the most famous people on the planet in your DMs, and your first thought is, let me put him on blast in front of the world, even though I'm excited. Anyway, would never catch me doing that shit. So that's what was on my mind at this moment.
I'll tell you what, one of the things that lives in my mind rent free, I have seen it so many times, but it literally like middle of the night, I'll be laying down mostly asleep, and then this video will come to mind. Did you see this video of basically a dog barking at, so I guess I have to give away the ending. This is a video of a dog barking at a couple of bears. And then the last thing you see is the mama bear come up. All three of these workers who were like laughing at the dog barking and like taunting the bear and stuff, all three get eaten, get mauled and killed, and the dog by this bear. So it's this like kind of spooky video because these are the last moments of these people's lives. Probably don't need it that loud. So you see, the dog's like,
they're laughing. Is it a black bear? What is that?
I think those are two baby grizzlies. I think that's two baby grizzlies. And so the dog is antagonizing. They're not going inside. And I admit, I would be like, oh, bears. But then mama shows up. These people are recording their last living moments. And that's it.
Doing?
That's the final moments of these people's lives. Just fucking don't fuck with bears, you idiots. And if you see cubs,
what? Where is this? Is this in Russia?
This was in Russia.
What were they speaking?
It was Russian, yeah. This is Russian shit.
What in the fuck? You see baby, that's crazy that was in Russia because Russians know better than that. But like you see baby grizzly bears and that you're not immediately fucking dipping.
Right.
That's insane.
Any bear.
Oh,
if you
so
see
eerie.
cubs, you should fucking run away. Because if mom is behind cubs, she just doesn't like. Mother bears just instinctually kill anything that could be a threat. Not that it's presented as a threat, just that might end up being a threat. And so the fact that they didn't go inside the moment they saw the big bear fucking dipping out from behind these two.
That is actually that's so insane.
Nuts. This moment's the one that kills me where I'm just like, how are you not inside? What's that?
All of them were killed, including
everybody,
the dog?
Yeah. All three and the dog all died, yeah. Yep.
Holy shit.
So there's something even
that
just spooky about that.
That is incredibly eerie.
Don't fuck with bears. I'm going to have to make this one a clip. This is a public service announcement. We'll both do it. We'll both do it in succession. Do not fuck with bears. Except for bears. But bears do not fuck with. You see me at the club, you're like, he's a bear. That's different. Do not fuck with bears.
Don't fuck with bears.
Don't fuck
That's
with
actually so insane. I just can't believe it.
Don't fuck with bears. Like bears. The bears fuck with bears, but don't fuck with bears.
Fuck with bears.
I have carpet down here.
Fuck with Jimmy. But don't fuck with bears.
I have to conditioner my chest hair. I do. I put conditioner.
Is that a joke?
No, I put conditioner in my. It's
like that.
I'm like carpeted. It's hard to see on air, but well, not really because I'm also super pale. I'm like carpeted from like this line down. It's just fucking. And then my back, but also my back has
that up with a chain.
My back has random missing patches to the point that it looks like wings are trying to emerge from my back. Like hairy wings are trying to, it's like the tree of life coming out of my back. It's fucking weird. It's fucking weird. Don't fuck with bears. bears you can fuck with, but not bears. Don't fuck
Not
with
bears.
People are nuts. So what's on your mind?
That made me mad.
Doesn't it?
Sorry,
It fucking,
that made
it's
me
like,
so mad.
it kind of makes you sick. It kind of makes me sick. Where I'm just like, don't fuck with bears. It's you don't want anybody to die who doesn't deserve to die. But
No, these people, what the fuck are you doing? I'm not saying they deserve to die, but they're dead for it's their
Yes.
fault.
Right.
It's their
right.
fault they're dead.
Deserve to die? No. Predictable
No.
outcome? Expected outcome? Yeah. Yeah.
Fuck.
Don't
All
fuck
right.
with bears.
Okay, this is what's been on my fucking mind recently. Do you know who Hasbullah is? The little dude?
I don't.
Okay, I'm not entirely sure what his situation is. He has some kind of disorder where he's a full adult man, but he never got bigger than a toddler. And I believe he's either Russian or he's from a Slavic region. But there's this video,
Okay, this is
and
weird.
I think I'm actually missing the description on the form. But yeah, there's a video where Mike Tyson didn't realize that Hasbullah is a fully grown man, and this is what happens, and it's
All
so
right.
hard to watch.
Ah! How old is this guy?
That's the whole video. He's like 20 now, but I think at the time, yeah, he was like 18 or 19 or something. But like, that's an adult, and most people know who Hasbullah is, except you, Jimmy. Sorry, but it's because he is like an online person, and
I think
he's
I
in
have
all of
seen
these
this guy.
comedy sketches and stuff. Yeah, but just the idea, I'm picturing myself as an adult being picked up by Mike Tyson
Nuzzled.
and getting smooched on the little head and the side of the face, just
Yeah,
takes his hat off. He took his hat off and he smooched him on his face. Mike Tyson.
For the record, this is not the incident he went to prison for. In case anybody was wondering, that was just a full-grown ass adult. Not the fucking. I'd literally be like, quit nuzzling me, you fucking rapist, because he is. I don't understand people just admiring this man. Mike Tyson is a piece of fucking shit, and now they're making cartoons, the Mike Tyson mystery, whatever, like his own Scooby Doo, and he's getting all these documentaries, and people are just like, oh, he's so inspirational. He started from the bottom, and now he's here, and it's literally like he fucking raped somebody violently. Not that but you know, rape is always violent, but it's literally like, the fuck is wrong with you? Fucking this fucking guy.
People forget shit. Like, I don't understand why people fuck with Chris Brown. And like, that's a different situation, but like what? I just don't like, no one is a cool enough singer. Nobody is a good enough fighter or athlete or whatever to justify consuming their shit when they are a violent criminal that like abuses people. I just don't understand. Not to like get off on this fucking tangent, but it just blows my mind. I'm like, that song is that fucking good that you're gonna co-sign his behavior by consuming his shit and giving him money?
It's fucking dark, but with people like Mike Tyson, because I can't speak to Chris Brown because Chris Brown's audience is mostly women. I mean, there are dudes who fuck with him, and he's got good dance music and stuff. But if you look at his demographics, it's mostly. But for people like Mike Tyson, it's so fucking gross and so fucking dark that there's like so many. You as a man, as long as you target a certain like part of the male demographic, it does not matter what your history is. Arguably, some stuff people will be more impressed with you. Like if you murdered somebody, being a murderer is like a hot fucking thing. And I'm like, look. If you paid your debt to society, don't know how you do that with murder, don't know how you pay your debt to society. I don't even really know how you do that with sexual assault, but you know, we have laws and presumably we're trying to rehabilitate people and whatever. I don't know how to make those laws work and just in my head, but I'm fine with like, if you pass a certain line, you get to live and eat for the rest of your life. But fucking fame and this fucking reward of like admiration and all this fucking shit. And I'm not trying to sound like, oh, ladies, I'm such a feminist. To me, this is just fucking basic shit. Like, Why would you idolize a rapist? Why would you idolize a fucking murderer? Like, think about how much you like being alive. Whoever you are listening, being alive is the main thing you do. You're going to admire somebody who took that away from fucking somebody? It's fucking, I don't get it. The cavalier attitude people have to death in general, where they're like, well, it's really sad that what's happening over there in Gaza, but if that's going to be the cost of Israeli safety, and it's literally like, why was their safety now more important than like Gazan safety starting fucking 80 years ago? Or conflict.
Well, it's just like, dark. It's whatever aligns with like their personal experience. Like I'll speak to Chris Brown a little bit because I know his audience is primarily women. It's closer to like 50-50, but I think he's like 60% women or something along those lines. It's just, he's like, people think he's sexy. But it's so crazy. The second someone violently assaults somebody, rapes someone, murders someone, their sex appeal is destroyed for me. So it really makes me question, and I don't want to be that much of a bitch. And people are always like, separate the art from the artist. But I just feel like you can't. I feel like art is it's so linked and tied to the person that created the art. And unless they are literally dead, you are feeding their bullshit. That's my tangent. I just get mad about it. I'm like,
I might have a little bit of breaking news
they're
here.
A good singer.
Oh
really?
My God. It's fucking true. All right. So listen, my phone did not have to work hard to do this. I am technically going to pull up an adult website on air, but you're not going to see anything adult. This is currently the Pornhub landing page if you are in Texas. As you may know, your elected officials in Texas are requiring us to verify your age before allowing you to access the website. Not only does this, I think they meant infringe, on the rights of adults to access protected speech, it fails strict scrutiny by employing the least effective and yet most restrictive means of accomplishing Texas's stated purpose of allegedly protecting minors. And then there's a bunch more paragraphs. I'm not going to read it all. However, basically, unfortunately, in Texas,
they're like, where you don't get to access the site. They did that in Utah.
Device.
You can't access Pornhub in Utah.
Materials. We encourage you to learn more about. Yeah. So Pornhub. I mean, I have VPN, so I'm not gonna stop watching porn. But you can't stop me. Fuck you. And suddenly I'm in Oklahoma. I'm only gonna VPN one state off. But yeah, while we're watching, Texas shut down Pornhub basically and I'm not putting my driver's license in any way fucking attached to my.
Are they asking you to do that?
You got to do something for age verification. Let's see. What would it be? Device.
Is it telling you that because in Utah, they just banned it entirely because they can't find a feasible way of verifying your age.
Pornhub is RTA, terms of service. They're at least 18 in order to help. Remain fully RTA compliant. Allows every page to be blocked by parental control tools. Making the child internet friendly. More information on. I don't see how I would be able to successfully tell them, because they said you'd have to do, what did it say? Save attempting to mandate age verification without any means to enforce at scale, gives the platform the choice to comply or not. Leave millions of platforms open and accessible, as we've seen in other states. Thank you, Texas, because you might literally be doing the last thing you're going to take porn away from people, and you think we're going to vote red?
Everything.
Texas is going to vote. This might, like, if there was something that could turn Texas blue, it wasn't abortion rights. That would helped. It helped, but it's going to be the porn more than because there's already so many efforts to make sure that white men are the main people who vote in and especially from rural areas. And so like the abortion stuff, you'd have also a huge Christian women thing, but you're going to take porn away from people. Now you're pissing off. Now you're pissing off a lot of men, and you want their vote? I don't know. Fucking if somebody challenging the governor or senators are here would actually say like, and by the way, we're going to give you back your porn, I think they'd win.
Oh yeah, maybe. I mean, in Utah, where it's literally just Pornhub, you can use the other sites, but it's just so funny to me. But people got over it really, really fast, really, really fast. and now nobody gives a shit anymore and VPNs exist, whatever. But it is funny. It's like you can't have porn and you can't be gay or trans or it. I just like, I don't know. What is the goal? What are you trying to, like, you just want us all to be miserable?
I don't even see though how to do age verification on this. What does age?
I don't
Okay,
know
wait.
if you
can. Context law. Age verification is a good thing if done correctly. Fine, you can give me cookies, asshole. Let's see. Not you, I got cookies.
Give me cookies, asshole.
Let's see.
Make sure.
Ideal solution, performing age verification on the device itself. But how does it work? Second, contact your local government, encourage people to do the same. Change begins applies. By the way, I found this out because somebody in the live chat mentioned it. I wasn't just casually checking on porn while we were talking in case that's what it
I
seemed
was
like
curious.
happened.
I'm also looking at the live chat though. I just pulled it up on my other browser.
I've got both live chats up. I got 2.
Oh, I just got the one.
Yeah, I still don't actually see how. So it looks like it's some way that you like device wide verify that your device is being used by an adult, but just looking over it, I'm not positive how the whole thing works. A device, most of these laws are coming, and the safety of our users' biggest concern. However, the best, most effective is to identify users at the source by the device or account on the device and allow access to age-restricted materials and websites based on that identification. This means users would only get verified once through their operating system. So it's got to be, it's something on your device. How to age verify on iPhone. Let's see if there's.
Someone said hi to me. Hello.
They can do it for Apple Store. But so it looks like they're saying like this is the solution that needs to happen is device age verification. But it doesn't look like they're actually saying they know they have like that exists yet, that you even can age verify. So that's fucking nuts.
I don't think you can.
I don't think so either.
Oh, wowzer.
Wow,
That's
wow,
fucking
wow.
crazy.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. We're breaking news.
Sorry, Jimmy.
Here. All right, did you just apologize to me because I lost porn?
I'm so sorry you lost your porn.
Was that really what you were saying I'm sorry about?
Yeah.
Oh my God. I thought you were like going to be like, I'm sorry, I have to go. But you said, I'm sorry, Jimmy. And there's this pause. I'm fine. First of all, I love virtual reality. And some of the stuff they're doing in VR, oh my God, like fucking nuts. That shit is fucking, it's getting crazy. But by the way, I don't just like VR porn.
I want to know.
No, you do. I think you would find it actually pretty. Do you know what's funny is you're one of my, so while you are, as far as I know, cisgender, there's a certain, we've talked about this. I think you and I both have like, there is still a fluidity within our cisgenderness. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And there is something pretty incredible about cross watching. I don't even know what to call it. When you do a VR POV porn video, I don't know what to call it. Experience.
So you're POV, but you're like the girl.
Exactly. When I look down, I see I have tits and a vagina and I'm getting railed or eaten out or whatever. And I've done the reverse. Like I've demoed it for people. And I will tell you the number of completely cis women who are like, my God, how powerful I feel having some thick thighs and a fucking elephant dick. Like it's a pretty, it like, well, yes, it is porn. And so you're having a porn experience, but other than it being porn, it's kind of like this, I don't know. It kind of breaks down certain things in your brain and you're like looking down, you're like, I'm turned on, but that's fine. It's not undermining my identity in any way.
No.
It's interesting. It's actually an experience that I highly recommend. And I've also demoed it for people who are going through transition and they're like, it's pretty fucking cool. It's pretty fucking dope.
Awesome. That actually sounds really fun because I've told people a bunch of times I wish I could like blow into my thumb and it inflates my clit like a wiener from time to time. That would just be fucking awesome.
Do you know about the windsock? The Jimmy Snow windsock lore? The the sort of I don't remember the way I've told the story, but it's like it's supposed to be an innocent Jimmy Snow trying to figure out how gay sex works, only to find out, unlike he thought, you don't actually fill up the other person's penis with your penis like a windsock. And then just
That's crazy.
I never actually thought that.
Sounding each other.
Well, but reverse. I'm saying you go in through the back and you fill it up. And then you jerk both of you off. It's kind of like one of those things where you're like, obviously that's not how it works. But wouldn't it be kind of cool if it did work that way?
It would, yeah, definitely would be very interesting for sure.
This
I
show
wish
is
there was a way for me to have a penis I could feel. That'd be so cool. But I don't want it all the time. It's like, that's way too much.
I think that's the future, though. I think like all the stuff you see them doing for, yes, technically Elon Musk's Neuralink stuff, but the ability to give you nerve experiences in something like VR, I think we're decades away from that, only a couple decades away from that, where you're going to be able to be like, this is what it's like. And I'll tell you what,
it's going to be crazy.
Whenever somebody's like, did you notice that Jimmy has not seen anybody in like 4 weeks? Just check the news. It'll mean they released the Clit DLC pack. The moment I get to take one of those for a drive, you will not see me for a long time. I have so many
DLC.
Questions. I'm getting that Clit DLC.
I got my sack pack, dude.
Yes. Fuck yeah. This is that downloadable Clit tent. I'm going to double Clit.
Insane.
Fucking
double Clit.
I think I'm as curious about what having a Clit's like as you are of what having a dick's like. I think it's the same curiosity.
Just like thrusting, I'm like, I want to.
Yeah.
I turned off my light by accident. I want to thrust.
Sure. Have you ever tested though how much thrusting you physically could do? Because I find
I've used a strap on.
Sure. I'm just saying it's hard. I've been with a number of people who've been like, don't stop. And I'm like, I know it seems like 3 minutes, not very long, but this is a workout. This is abs. This is thighs. This is lower back. Fucking not everybody.
That's why you got to do like the side laying down, like spooning. Yeah. I feel like that's less intense.
I'm not saying I only do the one position. I'm saying sometimes you're in that position and you're like, well, that's it. That's as much as I can do. And they're like, no, keep going. And you're like, no, not going to happen. Okay.
But you can't help it, like when it's in the mode of like, keep going. It's like when you slow down, then it's going to be another 15 minutes, at least for me. It's like we've added time onto this ordeal.
We've changed changed our agreement. So in summary, Mike Tyson, don't nuzzle adults.
Yeah, that's what we were talking about. Yeah, don't fucking do that. Actually gross. Insane. Like what? How did you not know?
All right. I'm going to do one more. I've got others, but we'll save them for another day. Why don't we each do one more?
One more.
Do you want to go first or should I?
Let's see. I'll have you. Go.
Okay.
I'm going to decide still.
Did you see, I don't know how to word it. Have you seen the videos of like sounds other cats make than house cats? Of like, do you know, if you had to guess like what sound a puma makes, what sound would you think it makes?
Because unfortunately I've seen this. I was like a weird thing.
Interesting. I would have assumed like those mountain lion sounds that are like, I would think it was similar to that, where you just hear like in the distance. Yeah. I can't do it. Some shit like that. What about a cheetah? What sound do you think a cheetah makes? I'll tell you what.
Maybe kind of like that chirpy sound that cats make when they see birds. I don't know how to do that.
The cheetah is the one that really blew my mind. So we're going to do both. We're going to do both. Just like we're both bisexual and true to life, we're doing both.
Doing both.
Fucking. All right, here we go. This is what a puma sounds like.
Ready.
I swear, at first I thought it was a joke video that somebody dubbed over it, but it's not.
That makes it so much cuter.
Pumas are
unfortunately. Why would they do
kitties. They're little kitties. And you want to just, like, I'd be like, oh my God, of course I'll come up and pet you. Meanwhile, you're going to die. This is.
Yeah, you will probably die.
This one blew my mind.
Okay, I'm ready.
This is a cheetah. By the way, you did a pretty good guess, but it's not that it sounds like, it's not like it sounds like what the sounds cats make when birds are nearby. This is a cheetah just sounding exactly like a bird.
No way.
Homeboy chirps.
That's so cute. Why are they that cute? That's fucked up. That is so and you can't touch them.
I'm like sitting here going like, I'd be right now, if I came across that, I'd be one of the 3 dead Russians. I'd be like, oh my God, of course I'll come love you. That's what you're asking, right?
That's so cute.
Fucking.
That is ridiculously cute.
Fucking crazy.
What?
I taught putty tat.
That is a putty tat. It wants me to love it.
So
and
it's
it will
like,
eat me though.
Don't fuck with bears, but also don't fuck with large cats, despite the fact they may be trying to, and I don't mean this in a sexual way, but seduce you. They are trying to lure you in a way. They're trying to get you. Oh my God, look at that
they're
cat.
They're so good at it.
Do you kind of want to go back and listen to the puma again?
Yeah, can we do that one more time?
Yeah, I kind of want to anyway. I want to give them catnip.
It's rolling around. Ah.
Have you ever seen a lion play with a cardboard box?
No.
Oh my God. Hang on. I bet you I can find that.
Can we just spend the rest of the time watching wild cats?
I don't know if we have that kind of time, but we could do that for a video, like ask people to send us. At some point I got to get a subreddit up for the Sometime Show again. We used to have one. We get it back up. So it can be literally like, send us the stuff you think we should be reviewing on air. Let me see. Lion. Oh. And hit
How do you get a subreddit up?
It's not hard. You can start a subreddit. Anybody can start a subreddit. Yeah. There is one, but I think we locked it a while back when it was just getting flooded by people who were trying to be dicks. Lion playing with cardboard box. It's really funny because it's I thought it was a lion. Was it actually a tiger? Maybe it was tigers. I don't know why in my memory of this it was lions. Wait, I remember a video. This is just a picture. Oh, wait. It's a bunch of pictures. All right, this will be good enough. So this is like a little slideshow.
Oh my God.
What's that top
one? That's just a kitty cat.
I think the top one's a bobcat. Then that would be, is that called a lynx?
Yeah. Oh my hell.
Literally this lion is just fucking
in the box.
Obliterated it to lay on and to keep his balls cool, apparently. He has laid his balls upon the box.
He has. He's displayed them.
It's so fucking precious.
Fuck. I'm upset. That's just too cute. That's too cute. There's this dude that is in like a wildcat sanctuary and he hangs out with like servals and lynx and all sorts of stuff, and they like lick him and they have the rough tongues like house cats, but so much more rough because they're wild and he'll be bleeding from it, but they love him so much.
It's like worse than sandpaper. Fuck.
Yeah, it's pretty gnarly. They'll lick his face, it makes him bleed.
You see this one?
Oh, he's so happy. Why does he love boxes so much?
It's so funny because like when I was a kid, I would fall asleep and I would often fantasize about like if I had superpowers, I would do this. It was like my night ritual of just like fantasizing about if I had superpowers. And that ritual hasn't changed, but what I would do with them has totally changed. Because now I'm like, if I woke up and I had Superman's powers, fuck the world. I wouldn't say fucking anybody. I would go make friends with animals that you otherwise. I would go like. Just make polar bears accept me. I'd just go to the fucking, where are they? At the North Pole? I think they're at the North Pole. I'd go to the North Pole and I'd just be like, polar bears, we're friends now. Fuck you if you think we're not. And they'd try and attack me and eat me and I'd just be like holding my arm. They'd be gnawing at it. I'd be like, oh, you can't do shit, can you? And then I'd wrestle them and they'd be like, all right, I guess my only choice is to be your friend. And then we'd be friends. And that would be what I would do with my superpowers. And I'd let civilization
I'd probably
die.
do that too.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
I would do. Well, how many people can you really save?
I mean, I probably would take a few people out.
LOL, just kidding.
I'd probably take a few people out on my way to hang out with the polar bears and be like, look, somebody's got to do Putin, right? That guy cannot keep being alive. Like that dude, I don't know. That guy's got to go. That guy's got to, by natural causes. I'm not advocating for anything. You fucking internet weirdos. Natural causes.
But if you were Superman.
Yeah.
Natural causes.
Right. We're talking about a fantasy world where magic exists. If I was Superman and I wouldn't even get up from my couch because lasers can go a long way. I just laser eye them from here. I assume I could do that. I'd have to do it through the planet.
Through the globe.
Yeah.
That'd probably take a lot of calculating. But you can also just fly at like 1,000 miles an hour and get there really fast and then just whoop and you're gone. And no one can detain you.
Right.
They're unkillable. So people just got to deal with you.
Superman has survived nukes.
If you think about it.
He survives nukes all the time. Fucking.
He'd be the last person on Earth, truly.
Yeah. That'd be sad.
Well.
He'd be like, if nobody's watching, he'd be like, if no one's watching, how do I get hard? Get it? That's a callback.
How do I get hard?
That's a callback to earlier in the show. Guys, that was a callback.
Guys, acknowledge it. It was a callback.
So what a callback is. Let's explain it. Let me mansplain a callback. Callback to you.
All right.
Boom! Second callback. Double callback.
Oh, I'm sliding.
He called back his callback. That's the first in the world to ever happen. What's on your mind? What's been living in your mind rent free?
What's been living on my mind rent free is one particular image, and that's it. And that's where we're fucking ending this on just something beautiful.
Well, we do have to do the super chat question of the day, but this is the end of the segment. Super chat
question of the day. The end of the segment.
This is the end of the segment.
We're ending the segment on this.
Okay.
It's the last thing. And it is,
I know.
I would assume a Christian's attempt on marketing.
Mm-hmm. And you tell me when you want me to put the image up because I'm ready.
Put it up.
Do you want a countdown or anything?
All right. 5, 4.
5 is so long. Start at 3.
3, 2, 1. Anticlimactic. Just kidding. I am coming soon.
Bro, if you had holes in your hands, would you not?
I would.
Exactly.
The answer is, and in your feet, absolutely would. That's so funny.
Go back and watch some of the Mormon cartoons. I feel somewhat, you don't notice as a kid, but some of those slits they drew look like Georgia O'Keeffe paintings. Whoever drew that Jesus, I think knew exactly what he was doing.
He's got his hand pussy.
What's the little nub at the top of the hole? Well, that's where the nail caught it. Don't worry about it.
His clits on his hands.
That
would be pretty awful.
He's got... Everybody's just walking around calling him pussy hands. Hey,
pussy hands Christ. Like Jesus pussy hands Christ.
Like from The Sopranos. That's where the name comes from. Pussy hands. Oh my god.
Jesus Pussy Hands Christ from The Sopranos.
Oh wait. Pussy Hands was from it. So his name was Big Pussy in The Sopranos.
Oh.
Pussy Hands was from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia when Mac joins the mafia.
Right.
And he's like, I have nimble hands like a cat. He's like, shh. He's like, oh, like a cat, huh? Your new name is Pussy Hands. That's where Pussy Hands comes from.
Pussy Hands.
Yeah.
I love that. I love
Somebody
the lore
asked,
we've created
Hussy?
about our Lord and Savior.
That's straight up.
Pussy.
That good hussy.
That good hussy. And fussy for the feets. Some little
right, we're gonna-
toe pussy. All right.
Some tussy?
Some tussy.
You about that tussy? I like that robo-tussy.
Shut up.
Oh, I was that weird kid who liked Robitussin before I knew it's because it got you high. I liked the flavor. I always did. I was just like, give me more.
Interesting.
Yeah. Nobody.
Yeah. It's the drug aspect of it for sure. I liked it in high school. That's my
everyone
way
liked
that
it
I
in high
am.
I remember there's this kid, Matthew, in my high school, and he did like an interview or something about finding empty bottles of Robitussin in the parking lot. And then I walked up to him and was like, so that really happened? And he goes, yeah, man, it was super scary. And at the time, this was
Robitussin?
this guy is this big football player guy, and I'm like my little nerdy queer self. Everybody knows but me. And I'm running around like, wow, that really happened to you? And the way he's like, yeah, man, it was really scary. And at the time, I was like, empty Robitussin bottles was scary? Because it sounds like I can't take you to a Walgreens at this point. You're going to fucking freak out. It is wall to wall bottles in there.
You don't want to see my grandma's medicine cabinet, bro.
Oh, it's too scary, Grandma. It was
Dayquil tablets.
His aspirations were, I'm not kidding, to be a Christian singer. And like he would bring his demos to school, give them to all his teachers, and hope that the kids would ask for one. And I'm sitting there like religious and Mormon, and was still like, I'll pass, buddy. I'll fucking
okay, relax.
Yikes. I remember one of our teachers
over here.
One of our teachers made us listen to his, and it was like a Christian song. And I'm like, fucking church and state, right? Like at the time, again, I wouldn't have cared about separation in church and state, but I didn't want to listen to him singing, no. Jesus, Jesus. I assume that was the song.
That was the song, for sure.
Jesus inside of me. Jesus, I'm coming. I can
feel you. I'm coming. The fucking that Flyleaf song that's about Jesus. I can feel you all around me.
Oh man, that was synchronized on my side, but probably not yours. It probably sounded bad.
No, it wasn't.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't. But it's fine. It felt like an echo. It was an effect.
Monkey a typewriter. Hey, this is your last chance. So however many of you are still watching, first of all, I'm a little honored you'd stick it out. It's a couple hundred of you. And so on the one hand, I'm like, sorry. But on the other hand, wow, thank you for sticking around. But if you want to get a comment up, if you want to answer whether or not a hot dog is a sandwich, that was the question of the day. I don't think anybody answered it. Whatever. You all do you. You want to support it. You want to make sure the show can continue on. Do it. But if that doesn't matter to you, you do whatever you want to do. Welcome to the passive aggressive super chat segment. Oh, fine. Don't send a super chat. I don't even care. That's your choice. Monkey at a typewriter says there were 4 victims, the dog and the bears, because someone's going to delete that big mama. The rest suffered terminal incompetence. I don't know if I don't recall reading that they killed the bears, because the bears were out in the fucking like tundra, the Russian tundra, being bears. Good luck finding them.
Yeah, they probably didn't find. I mean, hard to say.
I hope not. I hope they did not kill. Let me Google it.
That would fucking suck. See, that's another reason. Don't fuck with animals, because if they bite you, they might die, because we suck like that. Keep them out of this.
Oh no, that gorilla is comforting that baby. Shoot it in the head. That was what we did. That's what we did. Fucking.
Was that Harambe?
Yeah.
Harambe.
Dicks out for Harambe.
Our boy. Dicks out for Harambe. What a year.
I want to say that I'm honoring him in that way, but my dick's been out the whole time for unrelated reasons. I just don't wear anything below the waist. I've been Donald Ducking it over here.
Because nobody's watching. How are you going to get hard?
It's fucking right. By the way, only if you go to my OnlyFans, there's a camera under the desk also. You can watch the whole show again. It's just, what a bad angle. Like all the ways that I'm just sitting and stuff. Remember, you ever, when you were a kid, okay, I don't know if this happened to you, but when I was a kid, this is more of an appropriate thing to say happened to you than ask someone I haven't did that. As a kid, there were times where my dad was teaching like our class at church and would sit and would just have the imprint of his dick and balls just sticking out the way he was sitting. And he never knew the way to go and be like, Dad, everyone can see your dick and balls. It's a very strange,
yeah, you can't do a lot about that.
No.
Everyone can see your junk.
Fucking adjust yourself. Wear baggier pants, you fucking weirdo. What the fuck are you doing? This is a room full of fucking 14-year-olds. Fucking adjust your undercarriage. The fuck is wrong with you?
We're just jetting out flat on the seat.
It wasn't out. It was just the imprint. It made me very.
I know. But...
I'd be like trying to catch his eye, and he's like, and he just thought I was being fucking weird. Apparently there was a wave of bear attacks, but I don't know if this is related. But I don't see anywhere that they killed the bear. But
thank God.
I hope not. Thank me.
Crazy.
Thank me
Satan.
today. Thank me tomorrow. Wow, the people in vertical chat do not send a lot of live chats. I'm not even complaining about the super chats. Just not a lot of lives. It's not a lot of regular live chattos. Seeing if anybody is. Somebody complaining about my lighting is terrible? I'll fucking kill you.
My lighting is terrible. Sure. The sun's going down.
My rainbows aren't synchronized right now, which keeps happening. I gotta fix that. But they said too much backlighting. Fuck off. You don't know shit. That's literally.
Your lighting is great.
If those are gone, it flattens the whole thing, and you lose that it's a corner. It's literally about layering, and then there's a hair light on me to provide additional separation. I'll fucking kill you. Don't fucking tell me that shit. I will come to your house and end your life. Oh my God. I don't know if you're allowed to say that on YouTube. So I'm kidding. $10 from.
It's a joke.
I was joking about coming to your home at 217 Washington Street. Somebody lives at. I assume that's a real address somewhere. $10 BW Dingus. Jimmy, go Jimmy yourself. Sarah, you are wonderful. I could not agree more. We only have one more super chat. It's really
Jimmy.
It's funny how I have a network called The Line, and like the line so relies on super chats. Maybe that's why people don't super chat over here much. Like we gave all the super chats to all the people at your other network. So this thing that supports you and your ability to eat, we don't care. And you know what? Fucking, I get it. I fucking get it. I kind of agree. I fucking do. Monkey at Typewriter says, if TikTok gets banned in the US, a lot of US teens are going to be ticked off. Fuck you.
Amazing.
I love it. Also, Jimmy, do you like balls? Why or why not? Sarah killed Roast the News. Yes, she was amazing.
Thank you.
I'm not a balls guy. Nah, I don't, but my balls, anybody else's balls, they're just kind of like inconvenient. Put them up in my stomach. Fucking protect them like ovaries. That would have been way smarter. I don't need this.
Balls are great. What are you talking about?
I'm not a fan. You know what it is? It's more than the balls. It's the scrotum that weirds me out. That thing is fucking
The
scrotes.
scrotum.
Yeah, I ain't
It's
a
so
scrot
fun, though.
guy. It like, you ever like see it all shriveled up where it looks like there's a brain? Like, why is there a brain under your
Yeah.
dick?
And the seam, you can like really see the seam.
That's where they sewed us up. We're all made of two different
I
people.
love that.
They sew us
That's
up.
actually where your vulva would have parted if you became a girl.
Yep.
You probably know that because of your friend. Yep.
Also having taken embryology courses at one point, but
Oh.
whatever. You know, it doesn't matter. People assume that just because I very much am obviously a stupid person that I have not gone to school, and so it's understandable. All right, we're done.
That's it.
That's the show.
I had a great time. My ass is asleep because I'm sitting on 2 pillows on the floor. But it was
Hell
great.
yeah. Fucking all we got to work on is the writing time, but you did fucking amazing. As far as like what you get delivered, really funny, really good. Arguably
Thank
better
you.
than my stuff. Now I feel like I have to up my game. I'm like fucking, you know, I had like 2 good jokes.
I always love what you do, but I did overdo it. I think I can figure out how to like parse it down and keep it funny still. But yeah, next time we're not going to do 6 hours for 6. We're going to do 4 for 8.
That's it. That's the goal. That is the goal. Which one was your favorite one that you read?
My favorite one that I read. Let me look.
It's okay if you don't really remember them. I get it.
I have short-term memory loss. It's okay. I just like do not intake information sometimes. Let me remind myself which one was my favorite. Oh, I really liked the one with the crisp dollar bill. I like the $100 bill he'd been keeping in his loafers. That was great.
Do you know what's funny is like, I think that is also the one that a lot of people who are also themselves funny would pick. But it, as far as like mass audience goes, it isn't the most appealing one. Like mass audience, you want a little bit of edge, you want a little bit of fun, you might want to get a little sexy sometimes, that kind of thing. Whereas like, whereas just the idea, I feel like funny people would be like the loafers. That's the word loafers is funny first.
The word loafers is funny.
Just
especially
there.
In relation to Joe Biden.
And then the idea of Joe Biden being like, hey, I heard you all were looking for Ukraine money. Well, guess what? I just remembered. He just takes his shoe off. I put this in here. I put this in here before I got in the White House. It's still crisp. Not a joke.
See, I like that one because I could just really picture him doing it.
I liked you trying to make me say the phrase, Hitler did a lot of good things. Like, that was pretty funny. That was pretty good. There was another moment. I think it was one of the first ones where I was like, it might have been the first one where I was, because I didn't know how you were going to do. I hadn't read it. And then I read the first one. I was like, this shit's going to be cake. Was it the Zuckerberg is trying to escape his terrarium? The John Ossoff's phone. John Ossoff. Fucking hot, by the way. John Ossoff's phone.
He's the youngest one, too.
Is he the youngest in Congress? That's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
That's amazing. No, I didn't give to his campaign. One of the few campaigns I gave to was the other guy who ran in Georgia, who was a reverend. A Mr. Atheist gave to a Christian reverend, Raphael Warnock, who is the reverend at Martin Luther King Jr.'s old church. He's a good dude. Good dude. Pro-choice. Pro-choice, good dude.
Very cool.
Might be secretly a socialist. I feel like I get secret socialist vibes from him, but they can't admit it. They can't say so.
Mm-mm.
He's a good dude.
Nuh-uh. That's fun, though.
I feel like he'd be a cool friend to have. By the way, we've been off air for 20 minutes. This is just us chatting.
Oh, really?
No. No, not at all.
I'm like, oh, that's crazy. We did the last super chat to just us, for us.
The whole thing. I quit after I said the first joke and then I stopped streaming. We haven't been on for 2 hours.
How dare you make me work like that? Kidding.
All right, well, we're going to end the show the way we begin it. Fuck off, everybody. Here's the intro, because you can't tell me otherwise. Bye. Ba-da-ba-da. Ba-da-ba-da.